Freedom is the right of all sentient beings.
Broadcasting live from the basement of the Pentagon. This is WTF Nation Radio.
This is a public service announcement from C.T. Fletcher. I will not contribute to the pussification of a nation. Get your punk ass out there and work for it, motherfucker.
Let's roll.
Good morning, Sergeant Major.
How do you know what kind of goddamn day it is?
Beautiful morning, Sergeant Major.
Are you a fucking weatherman now?
You're listening to Sergeant's Time on WTF Nation Radio.
On this 30 January 2020, with my gunner in the turret, Spanky.
Hey, y'all.
Man, oh man. This is awesome. Loving it, loving it, loving it. How are you guys doing today on this Thursday, man? Oh, this is awesome. This is so freaking awesome to have you guys here. It's just been a great week so far. A lot of stories we're going to talk about. A lot of individuals we're shooting the shit with. Damn, did you like... A real quick program announcement right quick. We got another general coming on, a 3-star coming on to WTF Nation Radio. Originally had him scheduled for the 13th of February, but a sergeant major wanted to behoove with him and start caveating. Oh, come on, I had to say that.
Of course you did.
And so now the Army G1, Lieutenant General Thomas Simmons. I mean, it's the accenting the multiple languages that I speak that it makes me want to say Simmons. Lieutenant General Thomas Simmons, the Army G1, providing you all the personnel center of excellences with the Sergeant Major. So that's what it was. We were actually kind of goofing off with kind of like breaking balls and poking fun at some of the HRC staff, saying, how come we always have generals coming on, we never have sergeant majors? And the next bam, a PAO said, no, wait, but wait, there's more. But wait, here we go. Not only are we doing a schedule change, but wait, there's more. We have the sergeant. That's what I'm talking about. So you got a sergeant major here to help me out, so that way there's no behooving and caveating and piggybacking off what the commander said. So this is awesome. I like to exactly that. Thank you, Kaz. If you guys, I like to report that I am coronavirus free myself, because I drink 2 Tecates every weekend to keep away the coronavirus. Dad joke there.
Just 2?
Well, I have to portray myself as an individual who does not overindulge but
they won't refer you to ASAP or whatever it's called today. For more than 2 Tecates.
For more than 2 Tecates. Well, I drink the tall boys. I would drink the tall boy Tecates, okay. And so those are the Tecates that I drink. I don't drink the measly little no. And the way I exactly. See, dad jokes. Why can't I do the dad jokes? What's up with that? I am of dad. I am qualified card carrying member of I'm an American dad ass. So there you go. But anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah, the coronavirus, dude. What is up with the coronavirus? Holy crap! Did you...
I think it's 90% scare tactics by the media. And 10%, I don't want to catch that. Well, of course I don't want to catch that.
Your hands, son. That's all you have to do.
Right?
I mean, it's to the point where they're really dropping a ton of, I don't know. Corona changed thing to Ebola in light of current events. Exactly. No, only fools. See, that's what happens when you drink Modelo. That's what happens. You get the coronavirus. So. Am I gonna get in trouble? Is Corona gonna get the ass or something like that, or because I'm talking shit?
I think they're probably used to it.
Yeah,
they're
exactly.
Tagged all over social media.
No, I'm getting
asking
some...
if they should drink bleach.
Right? Yeah, really, exactly. Those are the same ones that says it's okay to eat Tide Pods in some sort of.
Bleach is cheaper.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, by the bulk. I got a story about that, talking about pulling some information and some shit. But let's go back to the story about the coronavirus. So right now, currently. I guess it's now becoming a major security threat. It's like World War Z type stuff. Now, did you guys ever read the book World War Z from Max Brooks? Holy crap!
I haven't read it.
Well, that book, right? What happens is that in the book, for those of you that need assistance in reading and require, I don't know, Marines, some 13 Bravos, some cab guys too. If this does not come with a pop-up, so you have to have imagination here. So World War Z, it starts off with Patient Zero being a child out of China, right? And causes, there's like a massive outbreak, and then the China creates a crisis. It's almost like, think about it. What's been going on lately? Who's been waving the American flags overseas and shit, right? Hong Kong, right? They've been all freaking... Right. And there's like a crisis going on and also the shit. And you ever wonder how come they're all running around with fucking... with surgical masks? Why were they doing that? Like World War Z, they were creating a crisis. And I was like, oh shit, this is like some freaking World War Z shit. And they won't sponsor us. That said, now they likely won't. Exactly. But But I could just imagine right now that if, and then Patient Zero also, along with that, they have that crisis manufactured in China, and to kind of detract from the outbreak, and then like North Korea goes dark, and then all of a sudden the way the virus in World War Z spreads is through human trafficking, working for Apple, whatever. So, I mean, I don't want to sit there and get everybody get mad and talking about that stuff. Yeah, exactly that. I was going to say, Josiah, Contagion's the same thing too. You ever notice that? It was just kind of like changed. There was some sort of change in that. All of a sudden, everyone's like, oh, yeah, well, it's like whatever. It's no big deal. It's okay. Nothing to see here. And the World Health Organization, man, you better wash your hands. Declared the outbreak as a public health emergency. The World Health Organization. If you read World War Z, read that book by Max Brooks, who is the son of Mel Brooks, by the way.
I will.
So it's a great book. So everyone's like they're just calling it the new virus because they don't want to say coronavirus. It's almost like, I think, did Corona lodge a complaint? Like, did they file a hurt feelings report to say that?
Like, they have a trademark on that name. You can't go.
Yeah, exactly. Coronavirus. Yeah,
apocalypse diseases after us.
Exactly. No, but the thing is that right now they're considering it one of those things that it's like here's what it's saying. It's now 6,000 people worldwide that have been affected by this, and killing more than 130. If you see some of the videos that are coming out of it, thank you guys. Exactly. It's the man flu. Congratulations. You just got, everyone's getting the fucking man flu is what it is. Yeah, exactly. With that,
we're all gonna die now.
Yeah, in the mixer chat, exactly said the same thing. All the zombie prepper types are just cackling with glee and counting their ammo. Exactly. There is nothing wrong with being an ammosexual. Nothing wrong with that. Well, of course, exactly that, Billy. So Coffee Bustelo as well. Coffee Bustelo, Tecate. So that seems to be, actually keeps me. You know what? I had freaking coffee before I came on air. And
I had an orange monster.
They had like a double take. They had to do like a double take when I asked for the coffee. And because I was pressed for time, I had to do a meeting. 170 deaths. Holy shit. I was pressed for time and I had to do a real quick meet and greet. And then I was like, I'll get some coffee. I do swing by the support the local Starbucks that's near in Pineland that employs veterans and their spouses. So I go support that. And first off, they laughed at me because I got the name wrong. They're like, "Okay, boomer." I'm like, I'm not that old. And what do you mean, boomer? But what?
Like someone busted you out today. I saw it.
Go ahead.
All y'all that are listening, everybody, help me wish Ice a happy birthday. Happy birthday, Ice.
Thank you.
How old are you now? Like 26?
That's right. Thank you.
27?
I'm 20. I've been, yes, exactly that. I've been 19 5 times already. So,
so 19 times 5?
Well, thank you.
Don't
I appreciate
make me
it.
mad.
No, I appreciate it. Exactly. Sometimes you get the jump master math out, start doing the freaking hieroglyphics. Doctrine Man this morning dined me out all over social media, and so thanks, Doctrine Man. That's why I plugged you in there. We appreciate it. Thank you so much for the love. So that's there you go.
No, happy birthday. Where's the cake?
Where's the cake? No, I chilled and was kind of like somebody said that I look pretty good for my age, and Radar said that I look great for 29. Thank you, Radar. I told him it was all those jumps, booze, and divorces. All those.
Right. It keeps you young.
That's right. It does. It kind of keeps you
on the outside.
Well, yeah, exactly. Well, Chris, happy 70th birthday. Thank you. Thank you all. Exactly that. Well, I am the chancellor for the Divorce Center of Excellence. So. Oh man. But anyways, what was I thinking? Oh yeah, so he timed me out on social media this morning, and everyone starts blowing up my phone. And I'm like, hey, look at this. I'm like, what? And then Dr. Man's like, I wonder what's going on with this. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I look at it, I'm like, oh my gosh. So I preach it again. Anyways, so there we go. Was that it? See, told you, it wasn't a big deal. No harm, no foul.
I'm still looking for cake.
Right.
Like someone usually brings cake.
Exactly.
Was I supposed to bring cake?
Were you supposed to bring snacks? Don't we talk about no snacks? I thought you were supposed to be bringing snacks.
I don't share snacks well.
Right. So much love to you, Doctor Man. Thank you. Thank you for getting on the jump for the rest of my family. Doctor Man starts his days like really freaking. He puts his cape on and immediately goes and flies off into the Doctrine universe to make fun of all that is with of snark and all that. So, at any rate, so let's go back to. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. Cripple? Whoa. No, I am not a cripple. Nope. No freaking way. I am not. I'm far from a cripple. Where do you get the cripple from, dude? I mean, I've paid my dues. Exactly. Exactly. If Isis' birthday cake is all the candles lit, it would be seen from space. Well, it kind of explains why Elon Musk has been busting out a bunch of shit lately. You guys see him launch that stuff on SpaceX, on U.S. Space Force, WTF bombs? It's pretty cool shit. All right. Anyway, so thank you guys so much. I appreciate the PMs and notifications and combos today for today. What was I saying?
Cake.
Yeah, and cake. Yeah. I wish I had some cake. The issue was brought up Thursday today by the Senate hearing, along with Military Combatant Command's our panel member, Senator Tom Cotton, was talking for U.S. officials to shut down commercial air travel. Hey, too late. Have you guys been?
Right?
Have you seen the news already that the freaking the exact ice candles killed the fucking coronavirus? Thank you guys, I appreciate it. Come on, we gotta get with the story. Anyways,
we'll get there.
We'll get there. So a plane from China, that evacuated U.S. personnel, which the embassy personnel evacuated from China and landed in L.A.
I think, didn't it land in Alaska first?
It landed.
They were all freaked out.
They were all freaked out. Yeah. So we want to kill all the wildlife and people in Alaska first before we send it to the coast. What was funny is that this being a respiratory, it's a virus. Okay, so the way virus and vectors and carry and all that, and for all you those in the WTF Nation chats and everybody who's talked to me about how all this stuff works with vectors and diseases and all that. The one thing that I noticed, and what I guess you could say the layman would be, is when the individual started getting off the plane from China that landed in California, I think. Funny, are they like trying to do something with California? Why are they always landing? Are they purposely freaking trying to have some shit start in California? is this really
test run?
Yeah, exactly, some test
LA?
Run? It's like, yeah, it landed in L.A., which is like the large 55,000 homeless people. But I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to be that morbid. But the plane got out, and all of a sudden you see the tarmac, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. They're getting on the tarmac. But then I see something that kind of like, it was windy. There were winds carrying, so there was like people in suits, and they were walking people out. And I'm thinking, are you gonna kind of like, you know, like I don't know, put like a wind blocker? Did you guys thought about doing something like this? That way you can have some sort of protection, because the wind. I know. I mean, I know my NBC defense. Isn't that what they do with Spanky? I mean, doesn't the wind have some?
I mean, that's part of like if there's any sort of like chemical or biological or attack or everything. That's what the USR doer on staff does, like for their real job. It's part of it.
That's what the USR people do.
They calculate like where it would go, like based on the wind and like the intensity of the attack and everything else. And it's all done in JWARN, unless something's changed, because I did a lot of USR, not a lot of calculating wind speeds and everything. But yeah, that's part of what they do. And I guess my question is, what is like the incubation period for this? Like, you would think they would let's make sure nobody's sick.
Well, of course there were some. This what everyone is saying is that this is like the catastrophe that's on a scale of Chernobyl that's happening right now. Because right now, now I'll bet you all you guys are trying to get your flu shot now, huh? Hey,
Corona shot.
Hey, so for all you anti-vaxxers, you really want to test it? Okay, fine. You don't want to get your kids vaxxed. But anyways, Department of Defense officials were measured the response to saying that General Stephen Townsend, head of U.S. Africa Command, said his forces are monitoring suspected areas in the region, because I guess it's starting to spread. If it starts to spread and it hits Africa, then holy crap. If it's bad enough, they got Africa. They got freaking the Ebola virus there too. So imagine if like the coronavirus and the Ebola virus are like, ooh, hey, what are you doing? Woo, woo, woo! Start hanging out.
Let's be friends.
Let's be friends, and then start. Isn't that how some of the diseases
Make baby
work?
viruses.
Yeah, they make exactly that. They make the little baby viruses and shit. And the next thing you know, they're freaking carrying on with some some other type of strain. That's some scary stuff. That's like scary. That's like the Mutaba virus from that movie Outbreak. You know what I mean? You're just like,
right. I remember that.
Remember back when virus movies were like the big trend, and shit like that, when all you had to do was
that. Not really. I want to say Outbreak, but the monkey facility near Fort Meade, like years ago.
The monkey facility near Fort Meade. You're talking about Fort Detrick.
Oh yeah, Fort Detrick.
Fort Detrick.
I can't remember.
Yeah, Fort Detrick is in
Maryland.
is in Frederick, Maryland. Yeah. Well, see, okay. So Tina says the folks in California are being quarantined for 2 weeks to see if there's symptoms. The Corona Ebola virus. That's a good one. I like that. Yeah, Fort Detrick. Yeah, I've been to Fort Detrick before, and yeah, I've been there.
Well, if they're, I guess
it's in Frederick, Maryland.
Keeping them for 2 weeks.
They're keeping
them for 2 weeks. They've already been outside. They've already been in
I
contact with
I don't trust that. No, I don't trust that. Remember, we had the Ebola virus. They kept them over at Fort Bragg, and they kept them over at fucking.
I think they were
Hood.
here too.
Yeah, they were keeping at Fort Hood.
Up at North Fort Hood.
Yeah, exactly.
There's nothing out there but some cows.
Exactly. So exactly. They ship these people to the U.S. Exactly, Rich. They freaking move them out there, and then what? Are we really being smart about this? I don't think we are, but I mean, I'm not a disease person, so I don't know. I mean, you're the disease person, Spanky. You know the deal. I mean,
well, they took like biological out of active duty a long time ago, so we don't do too much with that.
So we don't do bugs anymore, huh? Ugh.
No, it's reserve units or National Guard. I can't remember. One of the other ones, not active, but we don't have bids or anything on active duty anymore. But they got off the plane in Alaska too.
Right.
From what I understand. So
if all
where are they quarantine? Now they're going to quarantine once they get in LA. So fuck all those people in Alaska.
Right. Exactly. That's why'd you do it in Alaska? See, this goes to show. You ever watch those movies when Contagion happens and all of a sudden they like launch a nuke over there to mess up? That's what happened in Predator, right? When the aliens versus Predator, all the aliens and stuff and all that contagious, they just nuked it.
Right. That was what they were going to do in Outbreak.
Yes, Xavier. Fucking The Simpsons did predict it.
Saw that meme too.
Yeah, isn't it crazy?
Simpsons predict everything.
They do, man. It's scary. It's scary as shit the way the Simpsons are. General Townsend also said that the U.S. Navy ship Comfort has been deployed twice in the last year to assist in health crises to 12 different nations. He said the resource could significantly help the treatment and containment of the virus, but the strained social services of nations like, I don't know, Venezuela could quickly spread the illness. That's fucking crazy, dude. So what I'm talking about is yesterday a charter flight carrying 210 evacuees straight from the source. So I mean, so they flew from Wuhan, China. Did I say that? Wuhan. It sounds like Wuha. It sounds like Wu-Tang. It sounds like Wuha. It sounds like when Busta Rhymes, when I step up on the plane, I get some chains. I get some chest pains. Correct. Wuha from Wuhan, China. Correct. Anyways, so Wuhan, China landed. Am I gonna get fucking flack on Twitter? I got something about Twitter I'm gonna fucking talk about in a minute. Landed at Marsh Air Force Base in California. The passengers, all of course, Department of the State employees and family members were screened for the coronavirus and agreed to a 3-day quarantine to monitor signs for illness. Could you imagine? Agreed? No. Come here, shit stick. You're going to be contained. Or
you're staying in China.
Well, yeah, exactly. As a matter of fact, you are going to have McDonald's brought to you, and we will make sure that we will make sure that you mess up the order. Because welcome back to America, because they fuck up your order, and no matter where at McDonald's. It seems like McDonald's, some people can agree with me that McDonald's really jacks up your fucking order all the fucking time, and they go, we don't get $15 an hour. Well, then you can get $15 an hour when you don't fuck up my order. But it's got to be like constant. So, yeah, exactly that. I was about to say, Pooks, in Italy, it's got 4,000 people on it that's on lockdown because of Corona. I think of that commercial where the guy's like singing "Old Christmas Tree" with the palm tree. And maybe we should do a meme like that. So 210 evacuees. And they agreed to a 3-day quarantine, and then wants to see military and other government. Senator Cotton wants to see military and other government officials work together on a Manhattan Project level effort to develop a vaccine as quickly as possible. Oh, now you want to develop vaccines. See, now everyone's starting to realize this might mess me up.
Right? I mean, the flu vaccine doesn't even work every year. So how are they going to, like I said, I'm not a doctor. I guess they can come up with a vaccine, even though, there's all sorts of diseases out there that, we've been working on a vaccine for, I don't know, half a century, but they're going to figure this one out real quick.
Of course, we need to have a Corona Center of Excellence. We need to have a Corona Center of Excellence. So at any rate, anywhere else in Africa is probably not to that degree is what people are saying. So officials in World Health Organization said they elevated the potential threat today, not because of developments in China, but in case of the potential of the virus to spread to weaker health system countries that they're prepared to deal with it. General Townsend also said that there was no confirmed cases in countries supported by the combatant commands, but there is one suspected case in Djibouti. One suspected case in Djibouti that has a large Chinese presence. On East Africa, actually a lot of places in Africa, believe it or not, China's there a lot. There's a large influence and aid there in China. They're improving their roads so they can drive the tanks on it, but they're improving their roads and doing some civil military affairs stuff there to help them out. But there's a large Chinese presence in Africa, and so exactly that. Three Cletus. Three Cletus cures corona. Or, you can build up an immunity by drinking Tecate. So I'm not plugging for Tecate. I'm just saying I like drinking Tecate, so that's just my favorite shit. We'll talk about White Claw and also the crap. Drink the Claw. But whatever, dude. Jump on your fucking bandwagon. But anyways, send them all to Epstein Island. just give them you guys, man. I love it.
I mean, but how long has this been going on? And, they haven't lock down airports or anything. So it's already, if someone's carrying this, it's already spread everywhere. Even here, it's like the local media is like, oh, there's a student at Baylor that traveled to China 6 months ago and is now, being tested for it because they're sick. Just like, oh, I ate Taco Bell last night. Right. I don't feel good, so I better go to the hospital now. And the media is making all suspected case here, suspected case there.
This weekend, hanging out with the kids and stuff, and Princess Size went in the back of the truck, and I'm like, oh, what was that? Nothing, sir. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just letting you do that.
Sprayer with Lysol.
I'm not saying. Here, suck on this freaking Clorox wipe. And you are not gonna. No, hell no. No, it was she. I was making fun of it, and she was like, "What does that mean? Coronavirus? Is that really happening, Dad?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, there are people out there. You want to watch World War Z?" And then of course, I'm the kind of baby. He laughs at zombies. We were playing video games one time, and he came out and was like, "Hey, get back in bed," and he was just like, and laughing at the way zombies were going on freaking Call of Duty zombies. But anyway, anyways. But at any rate, yeah. So what do you do when you're a kid? What do you do? I mean, what do you do? Have they released any type of preventive measures for it? You notice they haven't said anything of that. They just said, yeah.
Wash your hands.
Wash your hands.
Like you should be doing that anyway.
You should be doing it. Yeah, exactly. You nasty asses. You should be clean already. You should be washing your hands at all times. But the Baylor guy tested negative. Okay, exactly. Yeah. Okay, so tested negative.
I think there was one in College Station. I can't. What college is there? A&M or whatever. Same there, and I believe that student tested negative too. So it's like, all right, those are the only two that are in my general area. So maybe I'm good.
See, there you go.
I don't go very many places, and I wash my hands very often. So I think I'm safe. I think. Exactly.
I'm
gonna go count my ammo though.
You're gonna go count. No, but my biggest thing is that I didn't realize is that I didn't realize it. I would have expected, and I didn't see anything that had to do with them busting out some sort of protocol. I mean, wouldn't there be some sort of protocol normally in some of that type of medical? Hey, make sure you don't. don't do this, don't do that. I don't know, something. Something should be out. There should be like an ad council. Don't talk about no ad council about this is your brain on drugs. No, I want to know how to fix the man flu. This is like the man flu is what it is. Everyone's like talking about what it is. It's like freaking whatever, man. Corona ain't gonna fix it, dude. As a matter of fact, if you drink Corona while you have the coronavirus, it'll exacerbate it. It'll make it worse. And then you'll be screwed. Then what? Then you're gonna be like.
I mean, but that's just it. There's nothing you can do except for don't sneeze on people, or like Kaz says, don't lick your friends. Well, I mean, you could be like during bird flu and everybody wears the mask like everybody does in Korea anyway.
The bird flu.
Whatever new.
I love it.
Type of flu it is today. That always seems to come from China.
You're right. You notice that?
What's going on over there?
You notice that? Everything's coming that. Everything that makes everybody sick or something like that comes from China or whatever. That has some sort of a viral whatever. I don't know. I'm sorry. I think there needs. I don't want to say I want to cause a panic or say there should be a panic. Why don't you want to do that? Why won't you want to freaking warn the public on how you're going to do it? Hell, any of you guys from Chip'em, you know who you are. You know who Chip'em is? Those are the guys they're like army military freaking Chip'em. I forgot their name. God, let me Googleize it.
The Googleizer.
The Googleizer on the freaking acronyms there. Man, if we only had somebody like from the Surgeon General's office join us and stuff like that. Yeah, exactly. Center for Human Health and Preventive Medicine. Thank you. Chip'em. That's what it is. They're the ones that do the freaking exactly what it sounds like. I just don't get why they wouldn't do it like now.
I'm actually looking see if they have anything on there. No, not really.
Yeah.
No. Last update I see is like 2016. Health of the Force report.
Health of the Force. Well, the CDC. Well, thank you. Thank guys. The CDC has it out. Now they put they dropped a link in there. It's just cdc.gov /coronavirus. And there's currently no vaccine, so you're screwed. And and of course, what do we say? What's the first thing that comes off when it says for prevention? Wash your hands. Exactly.
Oh yeah, Motrin and water too.
What
shocks.
Yeah, wash your hands. Oh my god, this is freaking hilarious. See, that's some messed up shit. There needs to be somebody that comes out and says, yeah, we need to have this knocked out to make sure. But washing your hands, dude. I mean, come on. Stay home when you're sick. Cover your cough and sneeze with a tissue or throw the tissue in the trash. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects and surfaces. If you have kids, you're screwed because they're like little disease vectors. So that's
especially when they go to school. And
right. Oh my
get
god.
Around all those other diseases.
Oh yeah, exactly. So just go to cdc.gov.
Incubators.
Yeah. cdc.gov /coronavirus, and you'll be able to get all your information. The treatment, of course, there's no treatment for it. You just, I don't know, what do you do? Drink Theraflu or some shit like that? Drink water? Yeah, exactly. A Motrin, Tylenol for the pain or something like that. I mean, what do you do? You're kind of
wait.
Yeah, you wait. Yeah, wait.
Go get tested.
Go get tested. Yeah, and you're good to go. Gosh. Right.
Someone is sick.
Batman will start. You better start sacrificing the kids. Damn goof. Messed up. But at any rate, yeah. So that's what with the coronavirus. But that's all you can do. Well, there's nothing else you can do. So there we go. So next story. Okay. So real quick. All right. On Facebook, there is there's a thing that happens on Facebook where you upload some shit onto Facebook and it goes into something. How do I see? It is a terms of service. So let me give you an example. And the way I'm going to explain this to you guys is that because we get a lot of drama from people who when we post stuff, and they don't understand what terms of service means when it comes to posting on the main page. So when you give us something and you give it to us on U.S. Army WTF Moments or U.S. Army WTF Moments or WTF Nation Studios, and it's a video, it's a meme, a picture of you, whatever, or doing whatever, and you get butthurt because it's not taken down. So you need to follow that. You realize what you're sending when you send it to the page. You no longer own you no longer own it. And I guess Truth to Army Recruiting. This is just I forgot to tell you guys. Truth to Army Recruiting got shut down.
Right, they have a backup.
I know they have. They got
zucked.
They got zucked because of the amount of butthurtness that was being posted on the page. And I'll tell you what, Truth to Army Recruiting have posted some stuff. And I guess whatever happened, they got busted for bullying or the page got unpublished, but they're back up again. But anyways, so when you upload something on Facebook, when you upload a video, there are posting conditions that happen when you post something up, when you submit a video to us or a picture to us. And it says specifically that it gives you like a green check mark, that if you should only be able to post like a video with music, because the topic here is about the music and copyright violations. So you should be able to post with sound if you have permission from the copyright owner or if you created everything in the video yourself. So you do that, and there you go. That's the green check. There is a question that goes, but wait. Facebook always seems to say, "Hey, look. Well, we understand that a lot of the stuff you're posting is not you. We know that you're not buying, you're not making money of it. We know you're not doing that. They have caught up to current trends." So you might be able to post it with sound if the music isn't the main focus of the video. So, or if you're commenting on a song, or it's a parody video. So if you're making fun of a musician, you notice when we're on and we're playing all this music and we're talking about it and we're laughing and blah 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 blah, then that's what you get. You get that's what it is. So it makes sense, right? It's good to go. And then of course the thing that you cannot say is that you just can't upload music just because you bought it or found it somewhere else. I'm gonna get the judge to come on here to shoot the shit about the Fair Use Act later. And the Fair Use Act, just look it up, Fair Use Act, you'll see what I'm talking about, because that's going to be a different subject. So the one is that you shouldn't upload music just because you bought it or you found it somewhere else, which is of course the piracy thing. We totally get it. We totally get it that you should have that and it's not yours and it's in their terms of service, and I totally understand that. That's totally cool. Only because we are not allowed, and we have a policy of WTF inbox anonymity. So anything that you send in emails, WTF or anything like that, to the inbox or emails that have WTF in its email account, it's our policy that we leave that within us. We don't go blabbing it out, or we're gonna go showing off. However, I'm gonna give you the one of the biggest fucking subtext ever. There's a song. There's a song that went kind of fade out of existence. WTF Nation brought it back. So I would like to say you're welcome. We're glad we were able to push your content to hundreds of thousands, only for you to be a whiner about it to Twitter and have it pulled. So the WTF Nation gave you light to your content and brought you back into the shine of the light. We brought you back, and that's what you needed for it to be relevant again. So the next time, though, give us a call. And we could work something out. And maybe we'd be able to help. Understanding that you pulled the fucking video and get upset about it and send lawyers after us. Hey, I got it. No big deal. I mean, that's not an issue or whatever. I'm not saying, that's what it was. It wasn't like, whatever, we're going to sue you type thing. I totally get that. But just next time, do it. I will say this. Because of it, I don't care. There's a couple songs out there that are going to be doing our Super Bowl that I'm not going to give a fuck about. As soon as I see the summit, I'm just going to turn it off. So again, that's about as vague as I can get. But then again, thank you. And next time we will make sure that you want something played on WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments or WTF Nation Studios. I'll be more than happy to say, oh wait, who was that? Was that you? Yeah, no. Stay where you're at. You're good where you're at. A lot of the stuff that we do for the WTF Nation, they're your fans. So they are your fans that like your music to do a parody of or do a video with. So that means that that's some sort of flattery, and we're not making money off of it. Somebody has said that we were making big mad dara again.
If somebody's making dollars,
yeah.
I'm a little upset.
Right, dude, exactly.
I get like $5.
Right, exactly. Something. Well, don't you get like a snack? Don't you get like a snack? Do you get like a snack?
Don't give my secrets away. Don't give my secrets away.
I'll be quiet.
Somebody's gonna think I'm getting paid.
Yeah, exactly. So again,
Pass the snack cake.
So again, to those that pulled the video, or the one that got butthurt pulled the video from Twitter, again, you're welcome once again, and we just won't make sure that anything that has to do with those individuals, and that whatever, we won't play it. We just won't. Hey, this is a cool video, right? It's got this song in it. Yeah. Well, you know what? It ain't gonna come up anymore. So there you go. That's it. That was my Twitter little thingy there that I wanted to talk about. All right. The next story. Dude, Okay. So we got attacked in Iraq, right? On January 8th.
I remember.
And yeah. I'm just saying because we kicked ass and dropped a couple of freaking rockets on that dude Soleimani. Soleimani. So we dropped a couple of Hellfires on Soleimani, and then of course Iran retaliated and launched 16 ballistic missiles in that hit us in Al-Assad, right? At first there was no indications of casualties, right? Oh no, there's no casualties.
Everybody's fine.
Everybody's fine, good to go. Man, we're rocking and rolling. Then we reported on SGT'S Time last week that it was like 34 or something like that, right? It was like 30.
Yeah, it was in the 30s.
Yeah.
I can't remember the exact number.
Right. Well, now today reported at 1600 or 4 o'clock p.m. for those of you who don't habla. Today, now 64 troops have been diagnosed with TBI as a result of the missile attack. What's going on, dudes? What's the dealio with that shit? Why are we doing that?
Well, not like to downplay it or anything, because that's not my job to say there was no casualties. But I think, like I mentioned to you, is that we're better at recognizing the signs, symptoms, and getting it diagnosed than we were. So, I mean, in any other rocket attack, there's probably were just as many, if you think back probably, 10, 15 years ago, but people just didn't, I'm fine. But now they know what to look for.
Right. The technology obviously has expanded and gotten a little better on the tech. I get that. I mean, I totally understand that. I could totally see, whatever. But go ahead.
Oh, no, but with that being said, it shouldn't downplay it and say, there were no injuries when there were.
Right. They should be like, what's that shit coming out of your ears? Oh, it's nothing. I'm going to go sick call. You know what I mean? I'll be good to go. See, that's the thing. Nobody wants, that's what I'm saying. They're not saying what the extensiveness of the injuries are. They're not saying what kind of TBI it is. I think some people got fucked up. This is just me. I think somebody got hit. I think there were some hits. I think some shit got blasted near them, and it was really fucking close. And of course, the concussion force of impact for IDF will ring your bell. You don't have to get hit specifically, but you'll get. And so that's what I'm saying, Pooks, is that it may not have been, nobody may have been reported, or because I think, and here's my conspiracy things, my conspiracy hat going off, that it could have been, it was not reported and all that, so that way it didn't seem like it was a big deal. So that way it would be like, okay, yeah, whatever. Didn't really I don't want to say it's political, but I'm afraid we were politicized in this aspect.
Yeah, and at the time they might not have realized it. You get shook up a little, and you're like, "Oh, I'm fine," because again, you're all in one piece and nothing's bleeding, so they're like, "Oh, I'm fine." But then, a little bit while later, it's like, "Oh, fuck, I'm not fine." So it doesn't get reported right away, and that's why those numbers are probably still adding up.
I honestly think that we should just go ahead and say who got hit.
Right.
You know what I mean? I want to see somebody get hit. I want to see the hits. I want to see if they're reporting it. Then I don't understand why the media is just covering up. I mean, I got it. I don't know why, but because nobody wants to go against D. Treasy right now. Because he's probably firing everybody left and right. That's just me. So what ended up happening?
We're still here. You can't fire us.
I don't know, man. Did you hear that stuff about bringing back retirements for UCMJ? Holy shit. I mean, it was just for a specific case, though. But could you imagine bringing back retirees for me dropping memes? You know what I mean? So you're butthurt because I dropped this meme. If you're chasing a retired sergeant major and a retired sergeant first class for dropping memes, then
I'm fucked.
Yeah, I'm about to say we're really scred.
That's all I do.
Right? It's exactly.
You're welcome.
We're meme DeLoreans. But anyway, 64 troops have been diagnosed with TBI as a result of the 8 January missile attack. And then so far all the troops have been diagnosed, of course, but the chief of staff, the chairman of the Joint Chief of Staff, Army General Mark Milley, said it could change over time. And of course, and like you were saying, these are cumulative 2. And they exactly that, about to be retired PB2 for the memes. So if you
change the show to Private's Time,
exactly, change the show to Private's Time. No, we'll just call it. We'll just that will really be the E4 Mafia. It'll be it'll be Mafia E4 Mafia time.
So don't make me lose my train of thought.
Yeah. What was I saying? We were talking about exactly. You guys are awful in the chat. General Milley said that these things are cumulative too, so if you get multiple concussions, that can manifest itself down the road. It could be a year or 2 years down the road. We're in the early stages of diagnosis, so for a stage of therapy for these troops, and we'll continue to monitor them again, man, for the rest of their lives, actually, because that's what happens. But my biggest thing is that they lied, man. We got told that nothing happened to the kids. One base location. Location inside the base, a blast from a missile strike collapsed a T-wall into a bunker where a service member was sheltering. Like, it collapsed on them. So, did he get hurt? Did he?
I mean, sounds like something happened.
Sounds like you sound like you get fucked up. That sounds like that hurts. You know what I mean? It's like, did anybody get any injuries? Something like that? Because you hear stories about guys and their injuries and stuff, and you hear what happens, and you report it. So and so was struck by a roadside bomb, and this happened, and this happened, that, died of his injuries, and this is what happened. And there's a lot of stories that talk about it. People go into detail what happened. But this right here, you don't hear shit.
Well, like I mentioned last week, at the time, it was not what was considered a serious injury or a very serious injury that would get reported on TSIPs. So after the fact, if it's not considered life-threatening, it doesn't get reported through the casualty system. So that's probably why these numbers are going up, because, they didn't all come out at once, and it was nothing we got to call home about.
Right. But you know what?
Because, they're all in one piece, and even if they're fucked up, if it's not considered life-threatening, they don't report it through DSIPs.
Right. Well, that's what messed up. That needs to be. That's that whole walk it off type shit. You know what I mean?
Right. And it's probably something that needs a change.
Right. Exactly. It's just something that has to be to do with reporting. And you get hit, and you have some fucking first sergeant or some sergeant major or some captain who's been in the Army for I don't know, 6-7 years. And the next, exactly that. I'm not acting shocked that they did that. They just told a fib. I was using complete 100% snark and sarcasm on that one. Yeah, exactly. So way to bring back the Mafia a minute. If you look at some of the ways that it's being reported, you're going to have some first sergeant or some sergeant major, a CSM, I should say, not a sergeant, a command sergeant major, or a company commander or a battalion commander that automatically who've got a degree in freaking architecture or some shit like that want to go ahead and do some sort of self-diagnosis. They want to do a diagnosis on you. These are the guys that you don't trust during TCCC training to give you an IV or something. Well, they don't do that anymore, but no. You're not going to put a nose tube in me if you're trying to, tell me that I can't. That for a fact that your great 1059s that say you're authorized to do that, then no. Exactly that. We used to do that a lot.
Give me my 40 hours of medical training.
Right. I hate that shit, dude. I really do. I hate, we get in the inbox a lot. All right. There's just some things that you have to do in the Army that you have to do. If you joined the U.S. Army thinking that you were not going to be doing anything military, you picked the wrong job. Shooting guns, I don't know, being out in the elements, that's kind of like what the Armying is all about. You kind of have to Army, right? That's what it's all about. So right. If you have sustained injuries, then because you're so used to Armying, you as a first sergeant or you as a command sergeant major or a captain with only 6-7 years in the Army or lieutenant colonel with 10, 15, 14 years, I don't know, there's some fast trackers out there. Just because you're a fast tracker doesn't mean you're fucking, how did you fast track? I can't wait to get the Army G1 on here so we can talk about that stuff, man. That's gonna be badass.
They're coming.
Yeah, I can't wait. That's awesome. can't wait, man. March 5th, right? Yeah, I'm on March 5th.
Yes, March 5th.
5th, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th. He's gonna come on. I can't wait. But at any rate, I'm not a medical professional. You're not a medical professional. So if your troop comes up to you and says, "Oh, I got a headache," I don't know if it was after the blast, and everybody kind of knew that, I don't know, we got attacked. I mean, everyone saw explosions and booms and all that, and you're like, "Oh yeah, you better go get checked out." Or are you going to be that big Sarge that says, "Oh no, you need to go ahead and just
you're fine.
You're fine. You're good to go. You don't need you don't need to do that shit. Yeah, you need to go ahead and just chill out. You're not you're good to go. You'll be all right. Put a PT belt on it." I hate how the PT belt's coming back. I really, as a matter of fact, that's one of my questions. Write this down, Spanky. One of my questions is I thought the Secretary of the Army said no PT belts. And I'm going to ask the Army G1 and his Sergeant Major, why are we seeing a surge and it's almost like they're coming back. What is it? Is there some sort of Sergeant Major business? Is there a retired Sergeant Major out there that's got a business and PT belts that's telling his bros, "No, man, you ain't got to do that. Don't listen to him." I'm going to ask him that. Why are we bringing PT belts back? Didn't the Secretary of the Army say we got rid of PT belts unless you're doing PT at limited, times of darkness? And what do we see in the inbox? Pictures of PT belts everywhere. It's almost like nobody listening. Yeah, exactly. Accuse them of malingering. It's like nobody's listening to them.
Someone's definitely got some money in it, I bet. It has to be. It has to be. Or like, just like BIg Sarge says, go, take some Motrin and drink water. Like there's probably just some, senior leaders out there that just grew up with them. They're just like, I don't know how to live without it. And everybody else has to, be like me and wear it too. I mean, like I thought that was the whole point of that, ugly yellow stripe on the, in the big yellow letters. Like, it's supposed to be all bright and yellow. Like, you don't need it no more. But I mean, you cannot load a vehicle at the railhead without a damn PT belt on, though. Even though it's like 100 degrees out and the sun's shining. Well, we didn't put that in the risk assessment. We just put wear PT belt. I wrote it down.
Nobody gives a crap about the talent management stuff.
Well, speaking of, y'all know he's coming on the 5th of March. If y'all have questions, like G1 personnel type, send them to us. So we'll know what y'all want us to ask him.
He's going to come on and ask us
other than PT belts.
Why do we have so many PT belts coming out there? And you're going to be like, what were the questions?
Total Army personnel system.
Right. You're going to be like, the Total Army. Yeah. Nobody cares about talent management. Nobody wants to hear what's going on with the, what's going on with IPS-A. Nobody wants to hear that. Everybody wants to know why the hell we have PT belts back. Nobody's gonna bitch about that. They want to know what's a part of Army. But God, dude, I'm sorry, man. I'd mute myself right quick because I was making some noise in the background. But at any rate, so that was Spanky just going, yeah, right, really, PT belts, oh yeah. Yeah, right. Yeah, y'all correct.
Oh, it's just me, I guess.
It was just you talking, so it's okay. Yeah, so
I could hear you just fine.
Right, you could. Yeah, so we were just having a carrying conversation, but I was making noise in the back, and I didn't want to sit there and blast it out. Yeah.
Going,
So yeah, exactly. Oh man. At any rate, yeah. So write that down. PT belts is yeah, exactly that. Who was the idea? Who was it? Or just like the fleece jacket that you can't wear.
Why do they have the place for your name then?
Oh my God! Okay, I'm gonna tell you. I took over a company, and when I was first sergeant, and everyone was like running around, and I'm like, "What the hell is happening? Why is everyone wearing this shit?" And then I'm like, everybody, hey, task sergeants, make sure you're wearing all this." And they're like, "Huh? What?" It was like I had parted. It was like I had given them money. It was like I had given them a Christmas bonus when I told them that they could wear their fleece and wear snivel gear and wear all the stuff that, I'm like, and put your hands in your pockets. That was like, no way. Did you just say put your hands in your pockets? And did you? Yeah, who cares? It's cold, dude. It's cold.
Right. I'll never understand why, like, some people are just like it has to suck more and you have to be cold. No, I have all this stuff that I'm never allowed to wear.
Yeah, exactly that. I was just talking to Red Leg about that shit too, because I'm clearing out through my stuff. Exactly. Why do jackets have pockets if you can't put your hands in them?
I have like 700 pockets on my uniform.
You know what?
I don't have that much stuff.
I have so much. I had to do I did a cash and carry out of my garage because I'm downsizing. And I'm telling you what, I had my neighbors coming over and shit, and they were going through all my stuff, and they were like, "Oh, can I use it? Yeah, take that." And I was telling Red Leg that, I had, oh, here's a duffel bag. And I was like, oh, shit, it's heavy. It must have a bunch of cool shit in it. And I opened it up, more duffel bags. Yeah, I
thought I was the only one.
Okay, good. I was just making sure, because I was like, over 30 years, almost 30 years of service, and you have freaking duffel bags in a bunch of duffel bags in a duffel bag. So I was like moving some stuff out and all that. And so now I am down to 10 containers of all my... Yeah, exactly that. Oh, screw it. Why exactly that, dude? Why? See, Sam's. Why y'all doing that? Why y'all on the PT belt kick?
And the no fleece. And
the no fleece.
Like, want to wear the fleece hat.
Yeah.
Because your ears are cold.
Right. Exactly.
I'm getting angry now, and I'm getting because it's cold outside right now. And I got my fuzzy pants and socks and everything on, and I'm not cold.
Right. Exactly. I'm not cold either. Yeah. I'm not. It's like
I can wear what I want.
Exactly. I still have my own original duffel too, but God, man, I don't get it. So the Secretary of the Army. I want to talk G1. You guys know G1. You can already say that. I said that on air. He's going to ask you one question about why PT belts are coming back. There's like Basia Sims right now, just seething right now.
Nice.
Exactly. He's like, they're like, bro, what are you doing, man? Hang on. I'm gonna respond to you, Pip. I just saw that. Unmute yourself. Hey, how about you next time send me a PM and stop yelling at me? How about that, huh? How about that?
Fucking Pip.
Yeah, exactly, Pip.
No, when I was clearing out all of my stuff when I was retiring, I must have had, and I'm not even exaggerating, like 12 to 15 pairs of gloves that were still in the package, because I had my favorite 2 pairs, and those are the only 2 I wore. And, every time you go to a CIF for any reason, like, here's 7 more pairs of gloves. And, like, a friend of mine that was stationed at Campbell with me, I'm like, come over to my house and come get all this stuff that you want. She's like, oh, my soldiers are going to go nuts. And she's taking all this stuff and all this stuff. And I'm like, take more, because I'm not the type of person that's going to, like, go down to, like, the surplus store and try to make, like, $3 off of it.
Right.
I'm like, take it.
Are you kidding, man? Every time, you ever notice that? I think surplus stores, GameStop, and pawn shops are all on the same fucking level. You know what I mean? You have, right? Like, I have something that rednecks and boogaloo militias would pay top dollar for, right? And I take it to a fucking surplus place. I don't know shit that's happened. I was like, I have some, the Army has given me some good equipment to go ahead and sell and all that stuff. So I take it to a pawn shop like that. It's like, okay, I got a couple of large end items. Because according to CID, everything you have that the Army gives you, you can't have it. It's all fun. It's no fun and games. If it's fun and you can sell it, CID says you can't sell it. Well, whatever, CID. I've seen what you fucking sold before, CID. Wow, all of a sudden we got like 10 more listeners. Anyways, so it was just like GameSpot. Stop. You know how GameStop, you buy a game and then you want to give it back and it's like, okay, I'll only give you like $5 for it. I'm like, I just bought like a 60.
If you're lucky.
Yeah, I only got a $60 free. It was a $60 freaking game, and I just bought this, and you're like not going to take it back, and I already played it, and you're not going to take it back, and you only give me $5 for it. The same thing with freaking that dude from Pawn Stars, I think they're
best I can do is about $350.
Yeah, best I can do is $10, but this thing's like worth $800 when I get a statement of charges. You know what I mean? They're like, no. God, it's just freaking, it's just unreal. But I'll be honest with you again. The half the BS that comes through, I want to know how come you can't, how come you still have to wear the PT belt? Inquiring minds want to know. Inquiring minds want to know.
Well, we will find out.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. When you're fucking trying to clear, that's what I do. You know what I do? I sit outside, and I shouldn't say I do. What I'm going to do, because a retiring sergeant major told me this, and I thought it was hilarious, is to have all your TA-50 that you had issued to you that's extra, and then go to CIF and sit in the parking lot. And guys that get butt hurt, that have to get, they get kicked back, whatever.
Right.
Exactly, Dave. The best I can do is a PT belt. Sit there, sit there in the parking lot in the bed of your truck, and you're like, hey, did you get kicked out of CIF? Yeah. Well, what are you missing? Oh, I'm missing this or whatever. Oh, you are? Well, come over here, and I'll let you rifle through my shit. And he was talking about getting all of his extra TA-50 that he had when he retired, sitting in CIF's parking lot, and just do real quick cash and carry right there in the freaking CIF parking lot. I'm like, dude, that's ingenious, man. I think I'm going to try that. I think I'm going to get all my tub boxes and my bags and just go to CIF one morning, and then I'm gonna be like a crack dealer. Hey, man, you want to? What's the matter, man? What you got there? Oh, fucking LBV's all my flick is all fucked up. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, you need an extra flick, huh? Here, let me come over here and look in the back.
See what I got for you.
Let me see what we can pull up. Oh, you got some TA-52. So, anyways, we're gonna take a break. We got some shit that's gonna piss you off. Another story. It's a really bad thing. A lot of you that understand the way things happen within the Army when you're being under investigation, you're gonna find out about something that's really good. It pissed me off when I got the story, and I'm pissed. So at any rate, let's all take a break right now. Pip, stop yelling at me. Next time, send me a PM, or I'll put you on blast to 1.3 million followers about that shit. How you like that, huh? Yeah. So exactly that, Bill. I would be making bank. I got a lot of crap. I just sent a picture to Redleg, and he was like, "Let me see what you got." And I was like, "Holy crap!" I'm like, "Yeah, I got a lot of shit." So, anyways, so we'll be right back. Everyone, take a break and shouts.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Take it from me, Ice. You can't just float around space not caring about stuff forever.
The voice of U.S. Army. WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Shit in the bag, Pogue.
Nothing feels the same. Left it all bad? Is this where you draw the line? 'Cause it's so sad. Tell me where you lost your faith. Is it so bad? Couldn't see it in your face. And it's so sad. I'll wait until you come back. Come back down to me. I'll wait until you come down. Come back down. Why you keep it in your head? Is it so bad? Never heard a word you say it, and it's so sad. Tell me when you lost your way, 'cause it's so bad. Wanna see you when I pray, and it's so sad. I'll wait until you come back down to me. I'll wait until you come back down to me. I'll wait until you come back down to me. I'll wait until you come back down. Is it what you want? Is it what you need now? Is it what you breathe? Is it what you're bleeding now? Is it what you feel? Is it what you're feeling now? Is it what you wanted? I'll wait until you come back down to me. I'll wait until you come back down to me. I'll wait until you come back down to me. I'll wait until you come back down. Hello, you. Will you come back down to me? Hello, you. Will you come back down? Hello, you. Won't you come back down to me? Hello, you.
But it's true, I know, cause I see it every day as I work and I sleep the day away. Like you I have pain and like you I have fear. Can I pay all of the bills and still make it through the year? Will I make it home alive? Should I pray to the sky every day and every night? Will I hold you by my side? But in the public eye, I don't even have a heart. A robot of the system moving only when I'm told to start. Rip apart my art, I'm strong like a flower blooming. You got it all wrong, I know I'm breathe, I breathe. And like you see, I see. And like you need, I need. And like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe. And like you see, I see. And like you need, I need. And like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human.
Call me a vet like a soldier. Green beret, 21 gun salute, don't wanna see the day. In the constant war zone, in the home of the brave, where they hate the police until they saving the day. I got kids like you, a mortgage like you, so blue lives matter, and so does yours too. All this separation and divide, open your eyes. If you cut us all open, we the same inside. The only difference is I run to the gunfight. Your peace when it's chaos, when the people don't act right. But I'm under scrutiny for trying to protect me. You pull a pistol and I'm shooting for trying to contest me. I got a quick second to make a deadly decision. The media portray me like a kid for a living, like I'm cold with no heart, a brain with no thoughts, a body with no feeling, a life with no cause.
Like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see it. Like you need, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see it. Like you need, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. I'm damned if I do, and damned if I don't. It's like every single time I say what's on my mind, they go for my throat, they spew evil words. If you are absurd, always grinding, grinning, and killing my soul with these verbs. Hold me down, like I can't gasp for air. I'm closed inside of a box, like I'm inside Fort Knox. Every time that I'm there, I don't know why they think that I'm different from you. All that's true is I'm a like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see it. Like you need, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see it. Like you need, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see it. Like you need, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see it. Like you need, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human.
I am here determined to stop this future atrocity.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe. I suggest we use it.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
And we're back. Part 2 of SGT'S Time. We had a little delay in the break because we were just like blabbing and blabbing and blabbing, so I got to kind of like... just sitting there and freaking blah 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 blah.
We were eating cake.
There's someone is like, hey, here you go. Somebody wants to talk to you about some shit. I'm like, oh, okay, cool, thanks. Anyways, what were we at? All right. So here's the thing that's going to piss you off. So the Navy SEAL that was involved in choking a Green Beret to death. You guys remember the case in Africa where Staff Sergeant Logan Melgar, a Green Beret assigned to the 3rd Special Forces Group in Mali, was involved in some shit where he was choked to death by a Navy SEAL. That Navy SEAL was promoted despite the allegations that he choked the Green Beret to death. I'm not here to cause any drama or rift between the soft people, but I'm going to tell you what, it's pretty fucked up. Indeed it was. Yeah, he got promoted. So it was only months before that a Navy SEAL was promoted to Chief Petty Officer, despite the allegations that he choked an active duty Green Beret to death. Navy SEAL Tony Didolf was promoted to Chief Petty Officer, rank authority of a senior enlisted leader, even though investigators were looking into the suspicious death of Staff Sergeant Logan Melgar, a Green Beret assigned to the 3rd Special Forces Group in Mali. Prosecutors alleged that Didolf, a Navy Chief Petty Officer, Marine Staff Sergeant Adam Matthews, and Marine... I got that backwards. Didolf, Navy Chief Petty Officer Adam Matthews, Marine Staff Sergeant Kevin Maxwell, and Marine Gunnery Sergeant Mario Madera Rodriguez, all service members that were living nearby, plotted to haze Melgar after tensions flared when he got there in 2017. While Melgar was living in the embassy that housing the SEALs, he told his wife he was having issues with 2 of them. The Daily Beast reported this in a 2017 report. Melgar reported that accused the other service members of soliciting prostitutes and bringing them to a safe house and skimming cash intended for informants. Witnesses in the investigation claimed Didolf said that he wanted to get back at Melgar for a perceived slight. I don't know what it was, but this is according to an NBC News report. Didolf also told a witness that he choked him out, referring to Melgar, whose death was ruled homicide by strangulation. Didolf faces charges, felony murder, obstruction of justice, and burglary and hazing. Didolf pleaded not guilty to the murder charge earlier in January and his attorney Philip Stackhouse argued that it was never the intent to engage in any sexual assault or sexual denigration or anything like that. Of course, Matthews and Maxwell pleaded guilty to lesser charges in May and were reduced in rank and sentenced to 1 and 4 years in prison, respectively. Dodolph initially told investigators that he and Melgar were wrestling at 4 a.m. in the morning, and Melgar was drunk, according to NBC News. Dodolph and Matthews added that they all fell onto Melgar's bed before they realized Melgar was not breathing. A subsequent autopsy reported contradicted the assertion that Melgar was intoxicated. A former military official told the Daily Beast that the autopsy indicated that there were no drugs or alcohol in Melgar's system. So, exactly that, Pooks. Epstein didn't kill himself. Maxwell, a Marine raider from the Marine Corps Special Operations Command, told investigators that the four of them planned on breaking into Melgar's room with a sledgehammer, rendering him unconscious, tying him up, and record him being sexually assaulted by a Malayan security guard. Wow. So he said that it was just a prank that went bad. So following Melgar's death, Dodolph was flown out of Mali and placed on administrative leave. Dodolph was placed on a promotion list to begin wearing his new rank by September, 3 months after Melgar's death. He was frocked. He got his frocking, I guess, supposedly. Another failure of leadership. I'm going to get to that in a minute. Retired General, Brigadier General Don Bolduc. He's still going to come on. He was supposed to be coming on to talk to us, right? Bolduc?
Right.
Yeah, I think we got. Ooh, did I just reveal some shit? Oh shit! Here we go. See, I'm getting back in the swing of stuff. I'm messing everything up. Former head of Special Operations Troops in Africa. He quotes saying that I mean senior leadership, and it's unfortunate. He shouldn't have been promoted. The investigation was started right away. Quote, I'm disappointed, but not surprised. It's utter bullshit. Asked about the misconduct charges, allegations surrounding Special Operations community, one former Delta Force commander told Business Insider that Navy SEALs had a particularly hard time coping with the scandals. No shit. The misbehavior comes in waves. No pun intended. SEALs, get it? Water. Anyways, but please believe, dad joke. I'm not being partisan when I say this, but the SEALs have a tough time with it, the former Army commander said. And he also said that it happens in warfare. You always have some of those guys that waiting all their life to show that they're a psychopath. They're trying to impress one another, and it's juvenile, and that they're trying to show how tough they can be in a perverted matter. Now, a lot of you, oh God, thank you guys are just feeling my chats. Love it. Here's the thing. When you get under investigation in the Army, or you are put under investigation in the Army, you're supposed to get flagged.
Yes. There's even that code for investigation.
There is even a code for investigations. So when you are under investigation, you get placed, you're flagged. Hell, you know what? Even for a flipple. Even for a fucking flipple.
Yes.
You're flagged.
Even if it's something small and you're,
right.
until the investigation's complete, you're flagged.
You're flagged. Anything.
It could be total bullshit allegation against you, and
correct.
you're still flagged while the investigator.
I will admit to something. I was involved in a flipple. I had a flipple on me. Oh no, a flipple. I had a flipple. So that means, guess what? I was flagged. Until the investigation found that there was no response. A flipple is when you lose property, or when property has been stolen, and they're trying to pin it on somebody. So they pin it on. I was not just one of the persons that were involved. There was more individuals involved in the flipple. So everybody, those individuals that were under investigation for lost equipment, then of course everybody gets flagged who's involved in the investigation, which was what a flipple is. And then as people are getting cleared, they get unflagged. Okay, you didn't get it. Okay, yeah, whatever. Okay, you didn't get it. You didn't. You're unflagged. You're unflagged. So for me, my flag was not even a little bit. It was like, you're flagged. Well, so what does that mean?
Well,
you know what I mean?
If you let's say you were on like a centralized promotion list, they just hold your promotion until the case is closed.
Until the case is closed, and if the case and the case is deemed that you're not liable for the property, or you are not convicted of something, or not adverse action has been created, then of course.
And your data rank would be what the day you were supposed to get promoted.
Bingo.
If the case is closed favorably.
Bingo. This happened ways back, and so there you go. That's what happens. Well, until that happens, no promotions, no movements. Especially if you're in a senior leader position. If you are in a senior leader position, especially where these guys at, because in special operations units, specific duty assignments are the equivalent of specific senior leader positions in the regular forces. So like in the Navy, where you would be you're a senior ranking individual in charge of forces. The same thing goes for the Army. The same thing goes for the Air Force. Whatever the senior rank. So, for instance, there could be somebody, the equivalent would be a company commander or a commander as a captain, but in some special operations units, if you're a captain, you're still getting kind of like that same rated time, but you're with smaller organizations. So it's kind of like an equality thing. So especially when you're, master sergeant, first sergeant, sergeant major, command sergeant major. So things like that happen. If you're in a leadership position and you get flagged, you're not supposed to get promoted. You're not supposed to get favorable assignments. You're not supposed to get moved to other assignments that could get you promoted to get you out of some shit. That's not supposed to happen. You
usually get stuck in the S3.
Right. You get exactly. Congratulations. Hey, Sergeant, you got a new air NCO. Really? Cool. You know what I mean? What happened? Or exactly that. They normally what they do is they get removed, and especially if they're in a leadership position like that, they're supposed to have been flagged, and then the investigation is to continue and all that. But this is different. We're not talking about a flipple. We're talking about a guy who he has allegations of choking a Green Beret to death. Somebody asked me to talk about the story, and I would do this only because of
a little more serious than losing like a Connex or something.
Right, losing a Connex full of fucking some fucking commo equipment. Yeah, but this right here, this is one of those things where this right here, you're under investigation. Your ass is grass. You should not be getting any promotions. You should not be. Of course, now mind you. Again, when we're talking about the investigation, you are obviously innocent until proven guilty. I don't know, some of the way the Army units are, you're guilty until proven guilty. But there is a policy that says specifically that when you're flagged and you're in a leadership position, you're supposed to be removed from that leadership position until the investigation is complete. Now, if there's a lot of drama that's going on, that you have caused a disruption to good order and discipline, they normally don't send you back to the unit. They'll move you to another assignment or something like that, or something like that. However, that's if the investigation has proven favorable to you. If it didn't prove favorable to you, and you freaking, you deserve to get what you get, you're not supposed to get a new cheesy assignment to get out of it. Which, I don't understand how this guy is still able to get frocked or promoted or whatever. It doesn't matter. His ass should have been on hold while this trial was going on. Does the Navy do that? I don't know.
That's just it. I don't know. Like, what is the Navy's equivalent of a flagging regulation? Maybe they can get promoted until they're proven guilty, or who knows? It doesn't. I don't think that would be the case. But now I'm gonna have to look it up.
Right. So
I don't know how to read Navy.
Right. I don't do Navy stuff. But I know in the Army, if you're flagged for an investigation, you're in stasis. If you got some shits that's stacked up against you and looks like you're not going to be doing pretty good, then there you go. The reason why Bergdahl was promoted under investigation, was because at the time he was accorded the rank of a POW. He was considered a POW at the time. Before he was... So all the rank that he had as a POW before the incident of the investigation of his desertion had come out, he was promoted under those statutes until that... There's no retroactive. We're not going to reduce you and shit like that. Because then that was happened. So he was not flagged.
Because he was not under investigation at first.
Correct. He was POW. He was considered a POW, and at that time, that's what you're going to get. You're going to be given all the promotions as if you were still available within the Army to do that. So it sucks. It sucks because this guy right here is they're kind of like, well, we're just playing around. Okay. We've all done.
People play around all the time.
We've done combatives before, right? And there's just somebody right there that just really likes getting into combatives because they're fucking. You could totally tell that. I remember when I'm doing combatives with my troops, and it was fun because, throw hands on some troops and all that stuff. They get to throw hands on me. I get to throw hands on them, and then the next thing you know, when we're done, we touch gloves and that's it. We're done. I mean, that's how we do it. I mean. In other communities and other units and they won't let you do it. They would not let anybody throw hands because of some of the history or some of the issues that there's going on in their organizations. They'd probably have a soldier kill a senior leader because they just don't want to stop. But after we're done playing combatives, after we're done throwing hands and goofing off, do you know what we don't do? Is we don't horseplay. We don't do that. We don't play grab ass anymore. There is a culture, different cultures in where people are from that it's, I don't know. You ever notice that? There's like people who you don't talk about their moms. I don't know why everyone likes mom jokes.
Right.
I don't like mom jokes. I love my mom.
Love mine too.
Yeah. So my mom's a badass. So there's a lot of things that you don't fucking realize that when you think it's cool to talk about moms, I will fuck you up.
My mom will fuck you up.
Yeah, I'm about to say, Mom. Actually, my mom will be like, Mom, someone's talking about you, and that's it. Little black helicopter flies in, and I'm sorry, dude, you're screwed.
Mama Ice.
Yeah, Mama Ice. Here comes Mom Ice. She's bringing the heat. But yeah, it was one of those things to where there's a lot of cultural back, so you don't really mess around like that. So after training's done, and my point is that after we do combatives and after we're taken around. And all that, then that's part of training. But in some like societies or something like that, there are some people who seem to have some sort of social, I don't know, freaking some sort of social upbringing where they think it's cool to talk about moms, where it's cool to touch you, or it's cool to grab your arm when they want to talk to you or something like that. In other cultures and other places of society of the country, you touch my arm, yeah. Spanky, you know what I'm talking about. We're fighting, yeah. We're throwing hands. We talked about the fights that we were getting involved with before, whatever, ways back. And that's exactly it. It's a respect thing. So a lot of soldiers nowadays, and a lot of service members thinks it's funny to go ahead and play grab ass like that. I don't think it's funny. Oh, come on, man. Come on, it's cool. We're just breaking balls. You taping up a dude and having some guy dry hump him to make it look like he's getting sexually assaulted while he's passed out. That's just breaking balls. That's just fun. That's just having fun. That ain't no fun.
No, I mean, that's, by definition, sexual assault. It's fun, though.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone's
fun.
Do
they not have sharp classes?
I was about to say, I don't know about that. I was like, Ice, what are you doing at my front door? You talked about my mom. What's that loud? What were those helicopters outside? You talked about my mom. So it's a family thing. There's a respect thing. So I don't buy we were just playing around type shit, because those type of personalities are that same way. There's no such thing as whatever. You touched my arm, we just sharp and something like that, like a gentle stroke. But I have been in conversations with individuals where they have gotten heated and they got butthurt because they were, how do I say this? They got heated. Like, for instance, you call them out on something and they get upset and they want to calm you down. They want to like. They will sit there and they're getting embarrassed because you're about ready to dime them out. You're about ready to bring some receipts in public, and they don't want you to they don't want nobody else to hear what kind of a shitbag they are. And they'll go, "Come on, Ken, it's cool, man. Here." And they grab you, like, "Come on, let's go over here." And they grab my arm. Oh, dude, it's on. Oh yeah, dude, it's hands, feet, and you know what I mean? Right. Yeah. At this point, the worst they could do is what? If they're gonna put me in jail, I'm already old already, so I'll be just fine. I'll be okay. I know kids will be taken care of.
Sleep for one.
I guess, yeah. Well, I don't know about that, man, but I'm just saying. But my point being is that nobody is horse playing in those type of environments. I've deployed in environments like that, and I clearly remember somebody going, "Hey, you know what? I got an idea. Let's tape somebody up and pretend he's getting sexually assaulted. And then we'll just choke him out to make sure as we throw him on the bed." What kind of crap is that?
And what was making them think that they could say, "Oh, he was intoxicated"? Like, do you think they're not going to test that?
Right.
Have you ever not
pour
watched
fucking
CSI?
out? Yeah, exactly that. I watch NCIS. You're gonna pour fucking alcohol down his throat to make it look like he was drinking? That's some shady shit.
I don't think that would go through his system. He's, already dead.
Right? Yeah, exactly that. No, I'm just saying. So that right there, the whole thing is that my whole point was that him being promoted. Here's the thing: whether you're promoted or whether you're frocked, it's still considered a promotion. So it's still considered a favorable action. His ass should have been flagged. I don't care what elite unit you come from. I don't care anywhere else. What type? You could be a general, you could be a private, you could be a first sergeant, you could be a sergeant major, you could be a master sergeant, you could be a sergeant first class, you could be an officer. Your ass is supposed to be flagged. And General Bolduc was right. It's utter bullshit. I mean, it's not like this is not news. Like, it's not something that this is not like some incident that happened in some backwater post in the Army or something. This is like national news.
Right.
The Business Insider is talking about it. The Daily Beast is talking about it. Task and Purpose is talking about it. WTF Nation Radio, US Army WTF Moments is talking about it. We're all talking about it, right? Everybody knows about that crap. Go ahead.
I really am. Like, I'm gonna do that. Probably in the morning. Is like find the Navy equivalent of flagged, and see like maybe they really have something different. Like, unless you're proven guilty, you can still get promoted. Who knows? I don't know.
No, that's a crock of shit. I don't believe that.
I don't believe it either. But like I said, maybe they do. Maybe they have some different rules that I don't know about because
Any Navy personnel want to give us a call? If you're in the Navy, give us a call at 415-889-8367 and let us know, do you get flagged? And tell us what you think if you're a person in the Navy. As a matter of fact, anonymity is guaranteed if you're especially from the NSW community. Yeah, give us a call. Shoot the shit. We'll talk about this. You got to be in the Navy though. I don't want to hear no freaking some Army guy who had somebody that knew somebody from somebody else's. I heard from somebody and all that. And it's not Marines either because Marines are not the Navy. They're the Marines. No. So I want to hear Navy. I want to hear how the Navy crap works because I guess the Marines got something different. I want to hear from a Navy guy, somebody who is in the United States Navy. What would you do? How does that work when someone's under investigation? Because I know in the Army, son. Ice, what happened?
You just get held up.
Ice, you got some property missing. You got this. Yeah, I guess you're flagged. Okay. What does that mean? That means you're flagged under this investigation. For what? This is missing. Yeah, but what does that mean? That means you're flagged. Okay, cool. So does that mean I got to go to work or something? Does that mean what happens? What's supposed to happen to me? Come to find out, that's normal. There was people that are freaking the fuck out. Like, I'm flagged. Oh my God, I'm flagged. What is it for? What, dude? It's for a flipple, man. It's not an adverse reaction. It's just there's some property missing. They want to see who was responsible for it. After the investigation's done, they're going to see if you're, they're going to see if your freaking statement of charges is going to happen or fucking, that's it. No pay due.
And it was asked, it can't be different. Like the UCMJ is for all services. Yeah, the UCMJ is for all services, but each service has like their own set of rules, regulations, that break different things down, like how we process leave forms. Like I'm sure the Air Force guys that I know, they can just type up something on, like they're civilians and it goes through email and their leave's approved. It don't work like that for us.
Right. I mean,
right. Like I said, you can make all your different rules. You still get charged under the same articles in the UCMJ, but how things work
exactly.
Beforehand.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you would sit there and say, "Am I flagged for this or what are flagged for?" and all that. They also have guidance, what they call all NAVs and NAV admins. Because I served in a joint assignment with Navy personnel, so understanding all that stuff, being a Army NCO working with a bunch of Navy NCOs and all that in a joint assignment, it was crazy knowing.
That's why they have special awards.
Yeah. It's all NAV admins, knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone with all this freaking. Oh my God, how do you guys understand all this stuff? We have boopers and milpersmans and NAV perscom and NAV pers, and I'm like, what the hell is that?
Like, can I just call you Sergeant?
Can I just? What is that? You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, I understood the rank, but it was just funny when they were, what are these? And I had a Navy guy's like, oh yeah, it's policy and directives and notices and forms of public. Yeah. So what does that mean? What the hell is a freaking booper? And what the hell is a milpersman? What the hell is a NAV perscom? What the hell is that? And I'm trying to equate it to the Army because it's almost like when people try to speak Spanish, but they didn't think that's what it means. They're like, I need to go to these, donde está el carro to go on the taquero. You know what I mean? They tried. I was the same way with Navy regs and Navy pubs, and I'm like, what does that mean? What is that? Nap booper? Or what the hell is that? Whatever. So if you're in the Navy, give us a call. 415-889-8367. I know we got Navy fans because we help out some Navy stuff. I'm more than happy with all that. Do you guys wear PT belts? Is it the MC Pond, which is the Master Chief Petty Officer of the Navy, who is the equivalent of the Sergeant Major of the Army? MC Pond. And MC Pond, I wonder if he does. I know they all I know when they get to that chief rank, they sport that killer ass fucking Viper mustache from fucking Top Gun. Top Gun, that Viper.
I think that's like part of their uniform.
Exactly. As soon as we become a chief, what the hell happened? You just got selected for chief because all of a sudden you got this bush in your fucking face, looking like the fucking Lorax. But yeah, I'm just curious. Do you get? I want to see somebody get. I want to see. I don't want to say. I mean, this guy is, I think, dead to rights. I think he's dead. I think he's busted. I think he's screwed. I think he's in trouble.
Well, just I guess since he got promoted, there's more rank to take away from him.
Right. It's just really sad. It's really sad for the families and all that stuff that's got to do with that stuff. There's also other shit that happened too. Yeah, exactly, Scott. They actually have the stash for a promotion requirement. They got that from the Army warrant officers. If you can find a warrant officer, and if they're in shape. Oh man. So at any rate, I was really thinking about the whole thing, and I was like, they're like, I just don't get too wrapped around, the axle when it comes to this stuff right here. I'm like, yeah, it's a point that, but he's in the Army and he's a brother. This is kind of bullshit. It's almost like it should not be a cover up and scandal when it comes to, killing your brothers. Just dicking around. You had to have known that, in that community, you're trained a little bit more. You're supposed to have that common sense. You're supposed to have that extra ounce of know better, quote unquote, when it comes to, playing grab ass like that. So it's kind of fucked up. But yeah, I'm kind of like, hey, if you're fucking flagged, you're flagged. You should, that's it. But yeah, whatever. Why does the Army still make troops tuck in their shorts like it's 1970? Because I don't. The same thing about PT belts, man. I don't know. At any rate, so
don't know here.
So what was that? What was it? But okay, all right. A few weeks ago. We'll go on to the next story. A couple weeks ago, there was an organization that made everybody download an app, right?
Some MI people.
Some MI people at the 504th MI Brigade at Fort Hood. I served in the 504th MI Brigade back in the day in West Fort Hood.
Right.
The aerial exploitation unit, UAVs and shit. Yeah, the 15th MI Battalion. Yep. I was like, okay, that's not cool. The chain of command's making everybody download shit. It was posted on a story. We gave it to some people. They decided to follow it. It was pretty funny, right? Ha 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 ha. Well, now there's like another app out. It's for the ACFT. What's up with that? What? There's an app for that? There's an app for it. So now all of a sudden, what's the deal with that? What's up with the app?
Well, the one thing that I got from it, reading about it, is it has videos to show, proper form and how to do all of the new test events, I guess you would call them, because a lot of people have never tried to throw a ball over the back of their head or whatever it is.
Yeeting them balls. Is that what you're saying?
Right?
They're yeeting balls. Oh, sorry. It sounds like a good time. Anyways, go ahead. My bad.
No, but they said that they actually made it a point to say in the article that the release said that the updated app will safeguard users' personal information, noting the Army's recent ban on using TikTok, a popular Chinese social media app that drew scrutiny from lawmakers this fall on government devices.
The Corona app.
So, yeah. So we're not worried about China collecting our information anymore.
They already have it. Yeah.
They
got it
already.
With
bird flu or Corona flu, whichever flu is coming out of China today. Of course, it's on Google Play, Apple Store, and everything, and it has the official Army logo at the bottom, so you're getting the real thing and not some other knockoff.
Right.
It has walkthrough videos performed by drill sergeants, and they can cut down on the risk of injuries from the new exercises like deadlifts. The app also allows soldiers to customize their workouts to their specific needs with minimal equipment, because that's what everybody is complaining about with the new ACFT.
Right. So the drill sergeants grab these privates that are gonna, what I mean? That's what I'd be doing. I'd be like, I'm a drill sergeant.
Get them by different weights.
Yes, get them by different weight. This is what happens when you're all right. Here's a medium sized private, a hefty private, and a light private, and there you go. And then have them do the exercises, and have the drill sergeants do all that stuff, because the drill sergeants got to do the step-by-step method and all that shit, the talk through with the memorization of shit of their little modules there. We need to get what's her name,
Master Sergeant Horner.
Master Sergeant Horner to come back. She needs to give us a fucking update of what happened last time, or what was the status of ACFT number 2. What was the baseline stats before we had to go looking for them? I mean, because the last time we got the deets from that, everyone got pissed off and said, "That's not the real stats. Those aren't the real stats." So we need to bring her back on board and shoot the shit with us. You can get this.
I will definitely reach out to her.
Yeah, because I want. She could send us videos and stuff like that we did last time.
Right.
She sent us that ACFT video.
She's a beast,
dude. She could.
Tux.
Man, screw that. Yeah, it's like, the future's now, old man. I'm fucking my chest is fucking collapsing and shit. Why aren't you running, Sergeant? Anyways. So go ahead about this app. So what's it supposed to do? Videos and what?
That was what they were saying. For example, if someone needs to work on their leg tucks, or if they've never even done one before, that would have been like me. The app has specific programs available to help them score 100 points on the event Fitwell set. There are potentially millions of different fitness solutions to accommodate the majority of soldiers. The app comes as the Army began issuing $70 million worth of equipment to units across the force. Major General Hibbard, commander of CIMT, previously said. The ACFT entered a service-wide test phase this past October and will transition to the physical test of record in October 2020.
Yay!
Right? Army recognizes the importance of creating a physical readiness training app that gives soldiers another reference point to access anytime, anywhere, Hibbard said in the release. Soldiers are our greatest asset, and we at CIMT kept their safety and operational security as our highest priority in developing this application. I guess they did learn something from the MI Brigade.
They kind of did learn something from the MI Brigade. And also, like, we're going to have the ACFT calculator. There's an MOS calculator for different MOSs. There's video instruction. There's an enhanced score chart. Easily check the enhanced score chart to look up multiple scores at once. There's a timer on there because I was playing with the app earlier on my burner phone, and I was kind of like trying to hack it
just in case.
Just in case. I'm just kidding.
And they didn't safeguard your information.
Yeah, I looked at it through a VPN, so I was good to go. And it's like the time, it comes with a timer stopwatch, and it's got a physical demand category to what your physical demand categories are for your MOS and all that. It's available for tablet, PC, and smartphone, and you can get it at the Googleoids, or the Google Play, and then the of course the App Store. So that's the plug. Looks pretty cool, I guess. We just have to see what happens when it comes to the whatever. I know for a fact that I had no issues doing leg tucks. It was like, okay, whatever, until whatever. I mean,
I'm so glad I retired and don't have to do a leg tuck. The rest of that, nah, that's cake. I could do it.
Right.
But even in the best shape of my life, I could probably do 5 pull-ups if I was lucky that day. It's just I just never had that kind of upper body strength. I could do 100 push-ups, but just couldn't do pull-ups. But again, I just think people will just, especially the females that are failing it, will just train differently and learn how to do it. Just they've never had to, so I think this just gives them other ways that they can do it.
Right. We got something.
I'm just so glad I don't have to.
Yeah, I'm about to say. I think I'll be able to have a couple of ACFTs there and like that. You can take it to the ACFTs there, right? Yeah, I'm good to go. I'm not gonna fucking at that point. What if you're at that rank? What the hell are you gonna make me an E10? You can't do that. So, this is news breaking right now over the AP. The U.S. State Department has advised against all travel to China. I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh.
Probably book a really good deal to go visit the Great Wall right now.
Yeah, I shouldn't be laughing, but yeah. What's up, Shipwreck? I shouldn't be laughing. It's kind of fucking. It's kind of fun. Fucking like, I don't know. Like please tell me your grasp of the obvious is so inspiring. Their State Department. There's no.
I bet they say don't travel to Iran either.
Yeah, they say that too. As a matter of fact, Iran has advised that nobody travels to the U.S. So from Iranians, hey, no wrong with that. You didn't want to come here, that's fine. But at any rate, yeah. So the ACFT app, I'm curious to see how that was working out. We need to get Sergeant Horner back on here. From the Physical Fitness Center of Excellence, or the Center of Excellence, or for Center of whatever of excellence is of excellenting of excellencies to have of excellence, then yeah, we need to have her come on here and shoot the shit with us and see how things been going on with that program. I'm curious to see. Everyone's like talking crap about it, and everyone's just BSing and kind of like poo-pooing all over it. I'll be honest with you, if you're like freaking going back to the thing I was saying about joining the Army. If you join the Army just to get the college money, not thinking you're going to go
do leg tucks.
Yeah. Didn't think you were going to join the Army to do anything else other than, I don't know, go to school or something like that. Army, you have to kind of like Army. You have to Army. Getting cold, doing PT, shooting guns. I mean, that's the best part, man.
Camping.
Right. Camping with the luxurious amenities that every field exercise has to offer. You're issued the best equipment that you can't wear because some SAR major is all salty and shit. Some CSM is all butthurt that he doesn't have that cool stuff. That's what it is. There's some CSM running around there and some first sergeant there who thinks that it's tough to suck and something like that. That they we haven't bashed on senior ranking NCOs in a while. We always like fuck with the officers, but we never really mess with you. You know what? I would kind of say we have more generals coming on to sergeant's time than NCOs. Did you realize that?
Right.
I was about to say, there's only been one command sergeant major, and that was Sergeant Major Jeremiah Gann. Post sergeant major for Fort Jackson.
He brought his general.
Yeah, he brought his general. He brought his assigned battle buddy. So they came along and shot the shit with us. Yeah, filling up the generators in the mud pit and all that stuff.
With it being sergeant's time, the generals, y'all are more than welcome. Bring your sergeant major too.
Yeah, bring your sergeant major. Hey, sergeant major of the Army, you can come too. We'd be honored if you join us. I saw your podcast today.
I did too.
Did you see the little video stuff?
I didn't see the whole video because I was driving and my signal kept going out. But I saw probably the first 30 to 40 minutes of it.
The WTF commander was there, like in the chats.
Oh.
He was really.
Oh, yes, I saw that.
The big boss. You saw the big boss in there? I was like, he's been in the chats lately a lot, dude. Oh my god, he's been like kind of like walking in the.
Does he have extra time on his hands?
I don't know, dude. I have no freaking idea, man. I was kind of like, how is this? What's going on? Okay, so real quick, there was an incident that brought up. It was fixed, of course. But there's one thing at U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation radio that we don't tolerate, and that is the delay of a Red Cross message. If a soldier receives a Red Cross message, everything in their what about warrant officers? Damien's like, what about warrant officers? What about warrant officers? We haven't imitated. I haven't. Yeah, exactly. WTF6 actual is his call sign. No, it's just WTF6. It's yeah. Everybody knows who WTF6 is. Well, when WTF6 comes on, Whiskey Tango Fox 6 comes on. Yeah, it's some serious drama. He kind of got involved in some issuing of and providing guidance to some units that delayed on a Red Cross message. I'm gonna tell you right now, we don't play around when it comes to Red Cross messages.
It's sad that it's even an issue.
It's pathetic. Yeah. It's a detriment to good order and discipline when you as a leader get a Red Cross message and you kind of blow it off. The policy for WTF Nation Radio and U.S. Army WTF Moments now is that after this incident, they're just going to get blasted. That's what happened. The boss was fucking pissed. He lost his shit. He was more like I got the controls type thing, and we're like, oh god, no joke. I was kind of like trying to be funny and shit. I'm like, haha, but what about that? And the next thing you know, he got involved in some engagements. Not in the air. He got involved in some engagements. So I was kind of like, oh snap. So like my little quirky jokes didn't even look at me. He just like whatever, shut up, Ken. So, but
his eye on a target.
Yeah, he had. Yeah,
just ignoring you.
If you follow us on WTF U.S. Army WTF Moments, he put the Eye of Sauron out there, and if and I was like, oh snap. I was, like I said, I was just trying to make a Star Wars joke. I said, why don't we just like do a Death Star gif or something like that? And I just got this fucked up look. I'm like, okay, I guess not. I guess we won't do the Death Star gif.
Right.
So, leaders.
Let me just back up and let him handle this.
Yeah, leaders, if you don't want to get blasted on this stuff, I would suggest you go ahead and what was that?
I mean, no, like it's not hard. Just process the Red Cross message, send the soldier home.
Right, exactly.
Like fuck, the Red Cross has already verified this. It's in. Speaking of which, and most commanders think that they have to have a Red Cross message to send a soldier on emergency leave. Yeah, no, you don't. That's just nice to have. So if you actually get one, that means the Red Cross has done your job for you and has already verified the emergency situation.
Well, when you are a leader in that aspect, you should be how do I say this? There is the policy method and there's the right thing to do type stuff. Family members are looking to you in uniform as the example. They're looking at you as the, we always have in ceremonies, we always have in discussions, and we always have in LPDs talking about values and integrity and honor and personal loyalty and stuff like that, right? Good night, Bill. We always talk about that. And it really looks bad on you as a leader that if you get a Red Cross message and you say, I don't think he needs that, or I'll just delay on it because he needs to go to JRTC or he needs to go to NTC. I'm sorry, you're not going to get any sympathy from me, and you're going to say, I don't care, but. If anything, exactly, Mission Over Men only goes so far. Mission Men and Me. Mission Men and Me. Well, obviously, that's where I was saying about the right thing to do. The right thing to do is that if you get a Red Cross message to the soldier, you get the Red Cross message to the soldier as fast as you can, and you are immediately, while that's happening, develop courses of actions for that soldier to exfil from that exercise or that country to bring him back for whatever the event may be or for whatever the event. It is not up to you. Remember what I was saying about you only having like a degree in architecture as a combat engineer, as a company commander? You're not a medical guy. So when somebody's family member is about ready to die, or somebody's family member is not doing too well, and you withheld that Red Cross message because you wanted to make sure that your objective C status were good to go, you want to make sure you had stats so that way in front of the boss you look good for having everybody at NTC, JRTC, or JMRC, you're about as messed up as a leader on the planet as that you could possibly be. I think you're about as useful as wet toilet paper when it comes to that aspect. When a soldier gets a Red Cross message, admin time is done, and you get that soldier back. You get that soldier. You get the notification out, and of course, you as that leader, because you got to remember, a lot of the time the Red Cross messages are coming through, you're dealing with civilians. So a civilian is going to talk to you. You're going to be talking to a civilian, and that impression, I tell you what, they're going to look unfavorable on you and the service. It's only going to take one fuck up for them to have a bad idea about how the Army looks to you as a civilian. You honestly think that there's something that's going on and a family member sees something happening like that over whatever?
I mean, it's real simple. If you're a leader and you're the one in charge of approving the soldier's leave, just think, okay, what if this Red Cross message was for me? And it was my family member. I bet your ass you're going home no matter what mission is happening.
Right. There has been incidences before where we've seen that. And that's why I think Whiskey Tango, I will say the boss was the one, was that. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's been some soldiers that when they get ready to go out and stuff like that, and they have told me that their family member was sick, they have kept me on board and I immediately talk to the boss and say, hey, sir, just to let you guys know that his family member's not doing too well or whatever. We need to get this information out, blah, 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 blah. Or I find out from another first sergeant in the battalion and they say, hey, Kim, we got some stuff. We got one of the kids is about ready to go TDY and all. He's having some stuff like that. So if you get a Red Cross message, and of course, naturally, if you got to do that, right? I mean, that's everyone. It should not be one of those things where you have to stomp your fucking feet for to take care of a troop. You should not be, as a leader, holding back a Red Cross message. It should just automatically be an epiphany. You get a Red Cross message, you contact the family member, everything, they'll let us know what's going on, blah, blah, blah. Any details you want to wait, blah, blah, blah. That's what you should be doing. And then you tell that soldier's leadership, bring that kid back. And if BIg Sarge decides to go, well, I need him for this right here, and he's like, nah, he's done. I think WTF6 is ready to, he was about ready to blast. So I think the WTF Nation policy on Red Cross messages, don't let us hear it about again, because I think he's gonna blast it out.
And then there'll be those leaders, oh, well, I didn't get the, why did you do this? And blah, 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 make me look bad. Yeah, sign a fucking leave form then, dude. It's real simple.
I'm really glad you said that, because we talked to the Red Cross. We do. The staff talks to the Red Cross. The staff talks to other individuals, like charity organizations. They talk. Our staff talks to them. So they're gonna verify. When did you send the message out? We sent it at this time. When did they call receipt? They called receipt at this time. Okay, so why is it now 4 days later the soldiers now getting the word about it?
Right. I mean, isn't that something? Unless something's changed, I'm pretty sure. Because I've pulled a lot of staff duty in my life. You have to get back to the Red Cross and let them know when the soldier was notified. Like, if you get the message, you have, the unit has so much time to notify the soldier, and then you have to, that's like the Red Cross follows up and asks, was the soldier notified, so they can close out their end of it. Because, obviously they don't have any control over whether the soldier's leave gets approved or not. They're just trying to make sure that their job was done and the soldier was notified of the situation.
Right, exactly. Just for an example there, Tina. It was just for an example. Well, actually, no. Let me read the thread to you. This is out and open, so I guess I don't have to worry about freaking. I don't have to worry about if it's. Here's the thing. You want to freaking get the deets on it. Let me see if I think we're clear to talk about it because it was posted. It's not really a big deal that we can't talk about it. If you go to U.S. Army WTF moments and you go to @the WTF Nation, and you go to on Twitter, then you're good to go. You can check it out, and then what we like to say is that the Red Cross messages are no joke. And I will give you I'll give you some synopsis of what happened. Hang on. When did this happen? When did this event happen? This happened on the 28th. And there's a long thread about it too.
I think it was about 2 days ago.
Yeah, it was about 2 days ago.
I did see it all.
Yeah, and everyone's like, the gifs were freaking hilarious on it. They were just, everyone's like talking about, oh God, what now? And there was one gif. It was it looked like it's a piece of crap with big hands hitting a fan. See that one? That was pretty freaking hilarious. Yes. Yeah, so yeah, and as soon as that happens, it hits our inbox. We get, and everybody and their mother who has more than one star on their chest will sit there and say, who was it? What happened? Tell me your unit. And
right, was it me? Was it my people?
Was it my people? Yeah. So again, leaders, when you're out there, make sure that you understand that while you are in the WTF Nation, then you go ahead and make sure. Now, I'm going to tell you what happened, and you guys are gonna get freaking pretty pissed off. A service member's wife was raped. Okay, and while the soldier was in an exercise overseas, the Red Cross message was sent January 25th, describing the rape as an unplanned sexual intercourse encounter. In addition, the wife is stable but hospitalized and requests that the service member goes back to support. So guess who's still in country on the 25th, or on the 28th? So it was actually 3 days, not 4. The unit reasoning?
It's still the
unit
2 days too long.
Right, but you know what the unit reasoning was? The unit reasoning was that the message wasn't clear that it was a soldier service member's spouse that was raped, and WTF 6 said no, it was not. And I tell you what, he messaged the PAO, and 40 minutes later, guess who's going home? So it is worth noting, and I will say that the boss says, it's worth noting that it's vital that the assistance that PAOs provide in cases like this is acting as a conduit between U.S. Army WTF moments and the units. Quote, most PAOs.
Shouldn't even have got that far. Even if there was something unclear, why is it 3 days later and it's still unclear to you?
Oh my God. Yeah. You guys saying, wow, what the fuck? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's worse. There's a lot of stuff in the inbox. I think that
wouldn't have been my soldier.
Yeah, the boss was.
Inbox.
Yeah. The boss is like lighting shit on fire right now. So I'm just kind of like keeping my jokes down and my snark and my little sarcasm, my little vids and memes. I got to keep them down to a minimum because I don't want the boss to smoke me. There's a lot of stuff in the inbox lately. It must be in the water. There's some shit going on in it where child abuse in the inbox. And there's some cases of child abuse, like rape, like all that sort of stuff. There's some crazy shit going on, and I'm just like, there's some individuals. I'm gonna tell you what. There's some individuals that really, really think highly of our U.S. military. They really do. And when some things happen like that, and a family member has to go through that shit, and they get the support that they do, any family member that goes through some shit with the unit or whatever, I don't know what to say. I don't know what I can do to make you feel better, to understand that we're not all like that. You know what I mean? It's almost like, I don't know. I really don't know what to say. I don't know what to say, and it's disheartening to see that shit happening and this stuff happening. And there are people who all their lives have held the military in such high regard, and then they get that shit told to them, or they get that shit happening to them, and you get asked, dude, Is the rest of the Army like this? Is today
that's going to be their impression of the military.
That's going to be the impression of the military, yeah. And they're not going to be there. And then it sucks because there's nothing you could do to take that, to lose your trust, to lose trust like that, especially for something like that, or any investigation or any incident like that. To lose that type of trust like that, it's really hard to get back when it comes to that. It really is. So it just sucks. So that's I guess the parting statement for the day is that WTF if you're messing around and you're dicking around with the Red Cross message process, the big boss will light you up. Well, the big boss will assist in ensuring that you get put on blast. Or the incident.
Just let the soldiers go home.
Yeah, right. Just let the soldiers. I'm saying, what is it? That's another good question. Why in the hell? Why in the hell is it a big deal when it comes to a Red Cross message? When you get a Red Cross message as a leader, it is none of your fucking business. It is at that point when that Red Cross message comes through, you do everything you can to facilitate that troop moving out. And ask the troop, what do you need from me? What you're the leader. You're in charge of that organization. That's your formation, especially if you're a first sergeant. You're in charge of that formation. I would have chewed out my commander's ass if he was part of that mess up.
Like I told you, it couldn't have been my soldier.
Yeah.
Everybody would have heard.
I would have been like, hey, Sergeant First Class Spanky, Sergeant Major Ice, what happened to that captain that? Oh, don't worry about it. He's taken care of. What captain? Yeah.
No, I can't find the keys to that fucking Connex.
Exactly. Why is that Connex in the middle of the field and sounds like there's something banging on it? Why is there a cinder block on top of it? You know what I mean? A T-wall on top of it. So exactly, Fish, how is that not a given? How is that not a given? If you, like I said, you are not at all responsible for that point. Again, the bottom of my heart, I really apologize for all those family members out there that were involved in all this, or any other type of investigations or something like that where they hang in there. There are other individuals that out there. There are us. We are out there. We know we will call bullshit out. We will be there for you guys. Our inbox is always open. Contact at WTFNationRadio.com or contact at ArmyWTFMoments.com. You can always hit the Facebook inbox on the main page. If there's anything like that, that's something that we're just like, we can't believe. We were literally shaking our head. There's some other cases going around that I'm shaking my head about. I can't wait for it to come out because I'm fucking pissed about it. So again, I apologize to all the family members that are not veterans, that are just straight civilians. I don't know what else to say, but I apologize for that. And yeah, exactly. Consuelo's like, no, ain't no captain here. Oh man, you guys got me in a tirade, man. I went over the time. You can
do what you want.
Yeah, see, I don't have. Yeah, well, that's because the captain's in the Connex. I'm not gonna know, Captain. Major, service class thingy, you guys are out there. Dun, 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 dun. Shut up, Captain. You ain't doing all this stuff here. But anyways, so real quick, we're starting to get the cut sheets a little bit. Now we have to do like a schedule and shit. So 9 February, we're gonna have individuals come. For 9 February, we're gonna start getting more guests. Right, we're getting our guests squared away.
We have one coming up in the next 10 days.
Right.
Sent you the information on Denny.
Yep, I got you.
Okay.
And it's one of those things to where now we're slowly getting back to schedule. So real quick, you've been noticing a lot of testing going on, a lot of voice on the website, a lot of other crap, and we're just like it sounds like somebody's like dicking around on the mic. On Saturday is going to be a systems test, and then we're going to be broadcasting stuff. We'll be playing some music, and you'll be hearing me and CQ shooting the shit, talking, stuff like that. Just make sure the sounds are good, making sure his vids and graphics are good and all this other stuff. So it'll be about a good, I'd say maybe an hour, maybe not between a 45-minute to an hour event. Sometime around Saturday afternoon is going to be our station sound test. And I was opening up to you guys on so that way you can just go to WTF Nation Radio Facebook page or WTFNationRadio.com, or you can go to all the other platforms that we're on to check it out. And we will be doing that because we're doing the final tests for our new show that's coming up, Pop Culture Warrior with CQ, stand-up comedian CQ. is going to be hanging out with us, and he's now part of the team. And so we're doing our final check ride to make sure he's good to go. So we're excited. So that means there's going to be a Sunday show, a Monday show, a Tuesday show, and a Thursday show. And time for an ice woosah after hours of show with music. I got to, man. I got to do this. We got to do this testing and stuff like that to make sure we're good to go. Because what we want to do is we want to be able to provide you, the WTF Nation, a quality broadcast/podcast. And of course, you can download our podcast on the Google apps, all the other podcast stuff too. We got 14 broadcast and podcast sites. We're about ready to do a kind of like a poster that says, here are the platforms that we're on. So that way you can see just how far our reach has gone. Paul from Nepal, hit me up again, dude. I haven't seen your wingdings in a while. Our audience in Taipei, y'all got, I'll be safe, man. I'm telling you, that's give us some sort of, give me some wingdings in the freaking chats. Cause I want to make sure you guys are good to go. And all that, cause we have to, even a stress test even, exactly. Make sure you guys are good to go. So on February 9th, we're going to have our first guest in a while. And that's going to be Danny Katona from OP Veteran. He's going to come back. And he's going to be talking about an event that's going to be kind of like in line with Valentine's Day. If you do it right, every day should be Valentine's Day. I'm just saying, I'm just saying. If Radar were here, we'd be going off on a manly minute right now. But we haven't done the manly minute in a while either. But yeah, I'm freaking, he's going to talk about some other stuff, and he's going to be, if you guys remember here, this has been like a third time he'll be on here.
Yes. He came on 2 years in a row for, Vet Fest.
And then he had, the
thing.
spring kickoff. Yeah. And if you guys don't remember, that Denny Katona is the CEO for OP Veteran, and their vision is to lessen the weight of each veteran's ruck by providing purpose, direction, and motivation by encouraging engagement within the veteran community. With, of course, their continuing mission of watching over our own. The incredible. Through, of course, accomplished by establishing a fundraising and volunteer support system that empowers the veteran and nonprofit community. He'll be returning on to talk about the 5th annual spring kickoff. Hopefully he's doing good. Last time he came on, he had some health issues.
Right.
And he had so don't
believe he's doing a lot better.
He's doing a lot better. So yeah. I don't want to sit there and jinx him again, but don't freaking, you got to bubble wrap him, Denny, to make sure. And then our guest, we had the general. Like I said, we made an earlier broadcast now, so we're going to adjust their announcement on the page, on the Facebook page. But Lieutenant General 3-star. The 3-star. It'll be the highest ranking individual we've ever had on WTF Nation Radio. He is the Army G1, and he will be on here to talk with his sergeant major on the 5th of March. There'll be some other guests moved in like that. There's some gaps in guests because there might be some live appearances and certain installations, and we're trying to set up our key leader engagements and stuff like that. I'm excited because that way you're going to see us, the WTF Nation, out there, kind of like not really on tour, but kind of like hanging out with the troops and hanging out with you guys as well. So I'm excited. So 5 March is where the Army G1 Lieutenant General Thomas Simons is going to be on. I hope I'm saying his name right. To me, it just sounds like it should be Simons. Or Seamand.
I just know how to read it.
Right? Yeah. It's like it sounds like it's supposed to be. It's supposed to flow, Lieutenant General. It's almost like.
It sounds more sophisticated.
It says, Tomás Simons. Ándale pues. Siempre contesta con este General Simons. Bienvenidos con Tiempo de Sargento. What are you talking about? Maybe we could get 3-star to talk to 4-star and coming on, dude. We're trying to, After we get this 3-star coming on, who else? I mean, we've got the Chief of Staff of the Army.
I don't know. We're gonna have to keep moving up.
We're gonna have to keep moving up. We're gonna have to, get D. Treasy to come on here, and because we don't, anybody from like a Secretary of Defense, we go through so many cabinet officials, we don't know who's gonna be.
Right. I don't know who's working where anymore.
We don't know who's working exactly. We're like, hey, so after this general guy, who's next? So we can get maybe the chairman of the Joint Chiefs, Mark Mealy. I'd love to have him come on and shoot the shit with us. And all that, but we're going to be talking about some specific questions that has to do with the Army People Strategy. So we're excited because, and I'm going over some of the notes. Hey, it's not going to be some. It's not gonna, like I said. Every general we come on, we accord him the proper respects. because he is a 3-star general in the U.S. Army, active, and he is the Army G1. So if you don't want to get shipped off to some crap post, is there like an Antarctica? Is there? I wonder. I'm gonna ask them that too. We should ask them that. Is there like a post that you just like know somebody's gonna? Okay, buddy. So there might be some chat minders in there. Okay, look at this
for
guy.
For me, it would be Drum.
Right, exactly.
Send me there.
So he'd be like, he'd look at the chats, and go, "Oh, look at that guy said something. Bam, you're going to Antarctica." Oh, I see him. So you better be careful. This guy's the G1. He's not like friggin' all of a sudden your SRB, your soldier record brief, it just disappears, or all of a sudden you're flagged.
Right?
How come I can't PCS? It says right here you're flagged for blah blah blah. You know, how am I flagged? I passed my PT test. It says here you're fat, overweight, blah blah blah. But for what? You know, this guy's just backs to I'd be like, could you imagine being the G1? I'd be like pulling pranks on people. I'd be like, I'd pull pranks on people like that. I'd put them on assignment and then not put them on assignment. Just see what they do.
Just like every week, your SRB would say something different.
Right, exactly that. It says right here. I could just even imagine you're the Army. People don't realize
I couldn't have that kind of power.
Yeah, exactly. Don't talk about that. Don't talk about it. We get the entire Joint Chiefs, bro. We've had enough generals come on here to have our own WTF Joint Chiefs. Yeah, think about it. All the generals we've had on. God, we're gonna have to start building a commander's wall or something like that. Right. WTF 6 is right there. Then we got we got the G1, General Simmons, General Donahoe, General Evans, General Evans. Ooh, okay. Too soon. We're gonna get General Abrams on here, right? Exactly. Now I'm just rambling, but so it's gonna be a good time. General Tammy Smith, of course. She's like I said, I hope he has something he's breaking out too, because she broke news about the veterans coming on, on WTF Nation Radio. We were the first to hear it. She like said it like everybody. I'm like, ha, that's right, gotcha. So, hi, General Smith. Saying hi. But yeah, I'm excited. He's like the number one S1. He's like the S1 for the whole Army.
I know.
He's like
your branch manager's boss.
Yeah, exactly. This is your branch manager's boss of the bosses of excellence. You know what I mean? He's like the boss.
Right? Wish I'd have been like working here and had him on like a few years ago when I had to go to fucking gamble.
We should ask them that too, because I'm curious to see how they're going to work that talent management stuff. I'm just curious to how they're going to do that, and the new assessment for battalion commanders, which I think is awesome. They're going to be doing freaking psychological exams and stuff like that. Make them do a PT test. That's like a promotion board. They got to sit before a boord. It's about damn time.
Make sure they know how to process a Red Cross message.
Oh, yeah, exactly. That's actually a good question. How can we get Red Cross? We're going to have probably put IPS-A on the spot, because they're going to be involved heavily in that. So IPS-A. I hope you all paying attention. I hope you all listening. I hope you guys are listening. We're going to tell his PAO that this podcast will be us breaking balls and laughing and joking around and stuff like that. I got to clean my language up too, because remember last time I had to sterilize.
Got to be a little more professional.
I had to sterilize my kind of clean it up a little bit for a more mature audience. But other than that, I'm just rambling right now. I guess I'm in a good mood. And also having that quad shot of a burnt butterscotch. And that's the thing, too, they were making fun of me because I called it, instead of a smoked butterscotch, I called it, let me get your burnt butterscotch. And then let me get a quad shot. And then let me get a double shot. They're like, do you realize, sir, that it's like 4 shots of espresso? And you have any heart problems? No, I do not have any heart problems. So.
Not yet. Just give me more caffeine. We'll see.
I come back from the dead twice and bounced, so I'm good to go. So anyways, other than that, we appreciate you guys hanging out, shooting the breeze with us and all that. And other than that, aside from that, we hope you guys can join us in the Saturday afternoon's station system test. It's only going to be on WTF Nation Radio's Facebook page and, of course, their website and all that, so we can get CQ online. It's going to be his check ride and all that, so he's going to be hanging out with me. We're going to be doing, I'll tell you, here's another thing, too. As a matter of fact, we want you guys to join in because we want to be like the boss. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Cause. There's got to be a fuck count too. How many F-bombs am I going to drop too? And it was like I was scored very, very well. As a matter of fact, they laughed when I dropped a couple F-bombs too. I remember that. So I'm just thinking about that too. I'm thinking about you guys. I'm going to be. Here's the CB. Matter of fact, I'll lay out the diagram for you guys. Saturday is going to be a simulated show. It's going to be like as is of a show. So I'm going to be doing, it's like what they do in aviation. They have an instructor pilot and a pilot that's going through some certification. That's what we're doing. We're doing a check ride. And making sure that CQ is ready to go. I'm going to sit in the right seat and I'm going to act like the guest. I'm going to act like I'm his co-host. And we'll be going through some systems and stuff like that. We'll be lighting some stuff up. We'll be playing some music. We'll be laughing and shooting the shit, joking and all that stuff. I can't wait. It's going to be fun. So, other than that, we would appreciate your guys' participation in that. Jump in the chats, shoot the breeze so he can see how the chats work and all that. So I'm really excited. I can't wait. It's going to be like another lineup. It's another Tuesday show and all that. So I just can't wait. In a row of excellence. But anyway.
I know. I'm looking forward to his show.
Yeah, me too.
After you guys finish all the tech stuff, of course.
What are you talking about? I can't wait for it. What are you freaking looking through this stuff right here? And I'm like, yeah, okay. I'm throwing some haterade on you. Some of the guests that he's brought, I'm like, oh, come on, dude, really? At least give it to me. Now, cause it's gonna be in the afternoon. It's going to be in the afternoon due to the fact that there's some engagements that CQ is going to go, which is kind of like his birthday. How about that? Yeah.
Oh, y'all are both in the same age.
Yeah, so we are. Yeah, exactly. There you go, CQ. You want to drop a dime on me? I'm going to drop a dime on you. It's your birthday. Happy birthday, CQ. But today's mine, so there you go. Anyways,
birthday shots for everybody.
Yeah, birthday shots for everybody, and have that moist cake. Hi. So, at any rate, thank you guys for joining Sergeant's Time today. You'll get a podcast loaded up. Notification. Follow us on Twitter, YouTube. All the sites are up. We appreciate you guys listening on all the platforms. I see right now all the chats, the mixers, the Facebooks, the YouTubes. Love you guys and thank you for hanging out. So if you don't have anything for me, shouts.
Intergalactic horse, and we'll ride into the sun, yes, into the sun, where we'll take the day by planting a flag right there at its source. Space Force. Now they say that they've discovered life up there on Mars, so let's blow it all to hell and then claim it for ours. We'll paint the moon red, white, and blue for no other reason than we wanted to. Oh, Jupiter, imagine what you could become. A stupid, pointless planet turned into a giant gun. And Russia, so sorry, have to burst your bubble. Be a good sport now, sit back, relax, and watch us through the hubble as we celebrate the greatness of the United Planet of America. Space Force, Space Force. We'll saddle up our intergalactic horse and we'll ride into the sun, yes, into the sun, where we'll take the day by planting a flag right there at its source. Space Force. Now we'll go to infinity and beyond, beyond. You'll hear our manly voices singing Space Force strong. The critics say sound doesn't travel in space, to which we reply sound will do as we say. Oh, Captain Kirk, your achievements, though notable and fine, as far as we're concerned, this is Deep Space Mine. And big fans, but Lord Vader, step away from the lightsaber. There can only be one, of course. Space Force. Ra-da-da-da-da-da, ra-da-da, ra-da-da, ra-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-dum, dum, 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 ra-da-da-da-da-da, ra-da-da, ra-da-da, ra-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-dum, dum, 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 dum. Space Force, Space Force. We'll saddle up our intergalactic horse and we'll ride into the sun, yes, into the sun, where we'll take the day by planting a flag right there at its source. Space Force. Space
Good evening, boys and girls. This is Tim Kennedy. I'm a Special Forces sniper, a Ranger qualified Green Beret, a UFC fighter. Please listen to us and the shenanigans that we're going to say. We will insult you. There will be racial slurs. We will be sexist. We will offend you. But there will be magic, and a unicorn will be raped. So enjoy the show. Thank you for listening on WTF Nation Radio.